Hello, welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews. It's podcast 12.
Number 12.
And this is going to be a Christmas themed podcast. But first, I just want to say I'm Gary.
And I'm Iain.
And joining us for this podcast, we have Andy. Welcome back, Andy.
Hey guys, Merry Christmas, Shelfers.
Merry Christmas.
And so for the first part, we're going to be talking about what we've been watching recently, any movies or games we've been playing. We're going to talk about film news and trailers before the main theme, which will be Christmas. Yeah. And then the third part will be answering your questions. So, Iain, at the beginning of last month, we went to the cinema together for the first time since Alien Covenant.
Yes.
And we saw Jigsaw.
We did.
This is the 7th or 8th film in the franchise.
I think it's the 7th.
7th one, possibly.
Or was Final Chapter?
It's because they stopped numbering films.
Yeah,
if the one before it was called The Final Chapter, the last one was a lie.
The new release Jigsaw, they played it a safe bet with that movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but if you're a fan of the Jigsaw series...
Or the Saw series.
The Saw series, you won't be disappointed.
It feels like a decent continuation of the series, even though they're rebranding it as Jigsaw and hoping, I think, to start a new series of the Jigsaw movies.
I was about to ask. I was going to say this. I've not seen it. I've not seen Saw after the third one, but I'm assuming that's the idea, is to restart this. Does it?
Yeah.
Does it tie into chronologically the last?
It does. It does fit in.
Okay.
It brings back all the familiar tropes that you were used to in the original series. And if they are starting a continuation, they have to start with new ideas.
Yeah, but they're just redoing.
I was going to say by bringing in the original killer.
But
he's been in
died,
film.
right?
He's been in every film, even since he died.
It's
all flashbacks.
It's the Jigsaw idea.
It's
it's his idea. It's his idea of punishing these people who don't appreciate their life. So that's the actual idea.
So there's plenty of morality lessons in the traps.
Yeah.
For a guy who was given like 6 months to live, he really packed a lot into it. It's kind of inspiring.
Yeah.
Like, he got to work.
He's got connections.
I like
everywhere.
the idea that he trained these disciples essentially to continue the work after him.
Yeah.
And the series of Saw movies followed one of these disciples essentially that just didn't get the message.
Yeah.
Who set traps that were unsurvivable.
Yeah.
And so it basically became about him. And now this new series is I don't know what it's going to do in that area.
It's just trying to continue that old familiar horror that we want. We want a horror movie to come out every Halloween. The Saw series does do that, and if we're happy to sit
it got in quick before next year when Halloween comes out again as well, I guess.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the Saw movies were a staple of Halloween for like 6 or 7 years running. Yeah. And I got excited for the later installments. I was like, I knew what I was getting into. I was going to see more blood, more gore, more horrific traps, and whether or not the guy making these traps will get away or not, or to finally meet his end.
Yeah, the twists and turns are there in this new one.
But they're not that exciting because they try to fit too many into one film, and it is just one... the detective's trying to figure out, is it a copycat killer? Is the real killer back?
Who's the protagonist? Who plays the
there's a couple of actors that we recognise from TV.
Is it not advertised?
Well, I don't want to spoil the Saw. As a Saw fan, you have to understand how the movies work. And this one, if we say certain things about certain characters, people will be able to pull it apart very easily because it's not kept together very well, but it's a Saw movie. People are going to get pulled into traps.
I was hoping that because of the long break that they took between these films, that they would have formulated a better idea than what we actually got.
Yeah.
So, it's average. It's a bunch of stupid people in a bunch of simple traps.
I'd say it's as good as Saw 2. And I don't really like Saw 2...
Well, it's a body count movie after
the
first one.
It's a body count movie.
Yeah.
First one was really interesting and clever, and then
torture porn has kind of come and gone. And
but it was good. It was good to see Tobin Bell again, and it was good to see the bike. But I want to see what they do with the next one.
Yeah, but does it feel like a movie that they've knocked out for Halloween, or does it feel more of a like? No, they've tried to
played it safe.
They played it safe, and it feels like they wanted to capitalize on Halloween because, to be honest, there wasn't that many other good horror movies in the cinema at Halloween.
They played it safe to say, if it failed, then if it failed, they wouldn't make another one very soon. But if it did really well, they would rush out and make another one on its name.
Yeah.
So let's jump over into superhero mode. There's been 2 big superhero movies since.
I meant to tell you something actually. You say about I watched a horror movie.
Yeah. Oh yes,
you
did.
I watched Jeepers Creepers 3.
I know.
Yes.
Podcast 10, I think it was.
Oh motherfucker!
You watched Jeepers Creepers 3. We haven't heard this. Come on. What?
Now I really liked the first one. The second one is maybe a guilty pleasure.
So best way of doing this. Can I, to a certain extent, spoil the shit out of this
Spoil
movie?
the shit. I want to know.
Yeah.
Without giving you every beat or anything like that. But this is the premise. It's set between the 2 movies.
Wait.
Okay. Oh, all right. Those groans are going to get louder.
Okay.
So, if you imagine, and everything is referenced. So, it literally starts. Darius, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Justin fucking Long.
It's
just been taken out through the window and it starts there, and...
flashback, kind of, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. You at least realise that you're within that 23-day cycle. There is a flashback to the 23 years before that sets up a really shit thing in the movie, but so it starts off with the Be Eating You van is in the middle of the street.
Right.
Now here's something I never knew.
Okay.
That van is sentient. Aimed traps go off at will of this van, and then it kind of gets taken off, and the creeper gets it, and at one point he Teen Wolf surfs away on it, and nothing's driving it. It's so fucked up. But here's the thing, right? These are the worst points of this fucking pointless movie, where I'll give it one quick plus. A lot of this takes place during the day, so you really get to see him. Do you know what I mean?
That's cool.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, man. He don't give a fuck. He's like, I got like 3 days left and I'm starving. He don't give a shit. And this group of demon hunters, which obviously know about him because they fought him 20 years before, turn up so they're chasing him outright.
It's so bad.
This van is so clever. Not just is the van sentient, but when they're chasing him on the highway at one point, it shits out little sentient bombs that ride down the highway. I'm not even making this up. I was sober.
Really?
I swear to God, this happened.
My God.
Right?
Yeah.
But here's a killing bit, right? Is the
killing bit.
This is the worst bit. This is the worst bit, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're introduced to all these characters, and this, if you watch it as well, like when you watch a movie on sci-fi that's made for TV,
That's right.
it has a very specific look to the cameras.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what this is.
I imagine
And it
that.
has those fade-out cuts mid-sentence to go to an advert break.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. Like where literally they'll cut the guy off mid-sentence because they got an advert.
Like Dead Rising.
So and bear in mind, full disclosure, I watched this online. I'll tell you, I said I wasn't going to pay for it, and wow, is that a saving grace? But so
they won't make a fourth one.
Oh mate, well there is kind of a protagonist in it, or at least there's a survivor. But if you imagine, like you said, you've both seen the second one, which starts on the bus, right?
Yeah.
The school bus with a bunch of kids coming back from a basketball game.
Yeah,
And we're within that same 23-day cycle.
Yeah.
So, first of all, at the end of that movie, he gets captured and pinned up on the wall.
And the hunter's waiting for him to wake up.
Well, so all the way through this movie, if the demon hunter's like, we're going to take him down, I'm like, no, you ain't.
No, you're not.
Because unless there's a skip,
right,
you ain't going to get him.
Yeah.
Because in about 3 days, he's going to be terrorizing a school bus.
Yeah.
So it's kind of stupid in that respect. But there's a kid that survives. One of the main, protagonists, I guess.
Yeah.
He was fucking used to during the movie. You don't fucking get a hand on him or anything. But he at the end of the movie, you see him putting the varsity jacket on and getting on the bus.
So
to tie it in. So what I want to know is, why is there not a kid in Jeepers Creepers 2 when he attacks? It's like, dude, we've been dealing with this fucker for 5 days. He's been eating people. I know who this is.
How many people does he eat in the movie?
I don't know. There's at least 4. There's 4 dumb kids that find the van that are like, hey, let's smash it. Kids like to smash things.
4?
Oh, and again, the sentient van defends itself.
Of course.
How does it defend itself? Has it got,
let's see.
Stars or dark guns?
When it's got those double doors that open?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah, if you're in the creeper and you reach inside, it will shoot down, jaws of,
Teeth.
steel bars to
Right.
cut you up, and then will pop out a fucking, what's it called? Like a little tube that shoots a harpoon out with a very aimed direction, which at one point, Mortal Kombat Scorpion style, chases a kid through the woods.
Oh my God, that's...
Mate, honestly, it's amazing. But it's like there's a cameo from the girl from the first one at the end. It shoots forward 23 years, and she's like, "We're gonna fucking kill him this time," and that's how it ends. But mate, they find a severed hand because obviously the story, if they cut his fucking head off in the second one. He's still regenerates. So there's a hand of his that's buried. It's from the original opening scene that's buried on this fucking farm, and this woman, she digs it up because she's seeing visions of her dead son. Because obviously.
Yeah.
And she grabs it, and naturally it Evil Deads her, doesn't it? Grabs her and stuff like that. And then she gets hold of these demon hunters. She's like, I know what it is and I know how to kill it. Now, for all the piss taken, I would love to hear an origin story of the Creeper, because I think the character as a monster is fucking interesting, man. He's cool. Like, for all the jokes about the bad CGI, his wings still look cool and stuff. But so here's the thing. She calls him and she's like, I know what he is and I know why he does what he does and we know how to kill it. So the demon hunters come in and he's like, the main dude who's old, I can't remember his name, but you'd recognise him. He's like, he's like, well then I've got to do this. I need to know and stuff. And it like grabs him, and it pulls him up in the air, and they're pulling him down and stuff.
He's still fighting the hand.
Yeah, of course he's.
He's fighting the hand, right?
And he's like, "That's it. I know how to kill him.
Right.
And I know what he is."
Okay.
And he doesn't tell you.
Oh,
no, I'm sorry. No. They don't.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
What the fuck? Oh.
And here, the final scene. It's not like there's a big scene at the end. It's like the Creeper rocks up at the farm because he's looking for this hand. I mean, he's got two, but he's looking for this hand.
Right.
And he finds the hand because they've left it there and kind of pinned it to the floor with a sign where they've written, "We know what you are." And he gives it the big Darth Vader fucking no. And that's how it ends. Other than the scene where they're getting on the bus. And it just finished. And I was like, is there an after credits scene where, oh, it's the girl. Oh, okay.
So out of 10, how much?
Oh, it's solid 9.
Yeah.
It's fucking unwatchable.
Unwatchable. Solid 9 out of 10.
It's so fucked up.
Oh, that's
honestly, dude. There's some bits that just. I mean, you remember how funny it was in the first one where he's been all fucking run over, and he gets out the van and he does that really comedic limp, and then in the second one where he's like frog jumping it around after him. Yeah. There's a bit where he gets like his fucking head stabbed and his eyeball pops out, and he's trying to aim his spear to throw at someone, and his eye's hanging out, so he kind of switches it to the other shoulder, but he can't see properly. It's so fucked up.
Oh my god, that sounds...
Fuck it, I'm watching it again later. But I was watching it like... I remember watching it going, man, I wish Ian was here.
Yeah.
If you think you just lost your shit now, you should actually watch it.
I think you've just given us the highlights. I just can imagine the pain.
Yeah, there's more and it's not as good.
Yes. Yeah.
I am actually wanting to see a sentient truck.
Right.
God,
Yeah.
so funny.
It's been a while since we've seen one of those movies.
And Scorpion attacks people with wires.
Oh, mate, he's Thor as well, man. You know, like he stabs someone in the head with an axe and walks off and gives it the Mjolnir arm reach, and it just comes back to his hand as well.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know he had that power.
I did. No, you didn't show it in the first or second one.
No. But there you go.
So
that was made for a good segue, unless you want to carry on talking
No.
You mentioned
I fucking warned you.
I'm good with it. Next, what's up next on the list?
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
done
what a flick.
amazingly well in the box office in America, in Europe, everywhere.
It was great.
It was fantastic. It was so funny, I watched it twice. It's very rare that I'll watch a film in the cinema twice. I am starting to suffer superhero fatigue, but I did still enjoy it and still laughed out loud on a second viewing. It was really funny.
Great film. Loved it. Watched it in a double bill with Justice League on the midnight launch. I was tired, but so happy.
Yeah, worth it.
Yeah.
Ian, you still haven't seen Thor yet?
No, not yet. But I'm still confused. Does that make Jeepers Creepers 3 a prequel or sequel?
Both.
It's both, yeah.
It's a sequel to the first one and a prequel to the second one.
Wow.
Did I just blow your mind?
I'm still blown. Sorry. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok. I've heard it's really, really good. Can't wait for it to come out on DVD.
It's great.
Gonna smash the shit out of it.
Love the director whose name I can never pronounce.
No.
If you've not seen What We Do in the Shadows, watch that.
We've heard a lot. I've got a lot of messages of people saying you've got to watch it, and I'm just like, I know.
Especially as a Hulk fan,
and I've got to watch it, but it's not just that. Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows. This director's popping up, and he's
man,
just doing so well that all of his work is on my to watch list.
What We Do in the Shadows is an incredible mockumentary. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's got a new one coming out as well.
We're werewolves, not swearwolves. Like one of the killer lines.
And a superhero movie that you two have just recently seen. No, I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
finally,
freshly out.
Just went and saw Justice League.
Now, I'm not even that excited to see it. I'm going to see it, but I I kind of get a feeling I know what I'm getting myself into with
Probably are.
DC superhero movies.
Yeah,
Well, kind of.
we were saying because
It's a good film.
It's a combination.
It is a good film.
It's a combination of Bryan Singer and Josh Whedon.
No,
So,
Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder and Josh Whedon. And we were saying that you could literally, if you're experienced with both of their works, you can screen name
You can call each
shot. You're just
you can
like
call each
That
shot.
was Snyder. That was
Snyder,
Snyder. No, we
Whedon,
did that bit.
Whedon did that.
Whedon.
Whedon wrote that joke. Whedon wrote that joke.
Yeah.
I
Whedon
like
wrote all the jokes.
I liked a
Yeah.
lot of the sequences, but I was all prepared. As soon as I walked in and sat down in my seat, I'm just like, I'm here to watch Batman and Wonder Woman and Cyborg. And
Yeah.
As soon as
I think that's the best way to go into it, though.
I'm such a nerdy comic book fan. As soon as Cyborg went booyah, I was like, done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Okay. The Flash, his legs looked a bit wonky when he ran,
Oh, he can't run.
but
Yeah, I
Don't know
heard
how he's the
that.
fastest man alive because his run. They obviously made a very specific choice, and maybe there's a deleted scene or something because you can tell there's a lot of stuff missing. It's very cut. There's stuff in the trailer that ain't in that movie
yeah,
in a very specific kind of way.
that happens
And-
a lot though.
It does, you're right, but but this isn't just like little changes where like I think in the Thor Ragnarok trailer where Hela catches the hammer.
Yeah.
In the background she's in Asgard. She ain't in Asgard in that scene.
No, she was in the alleyway.
Well, she ain't in a fucking alleyway in the scene either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
She's in Norway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
spoilers. But
Of course
but so I know they do change stuff, but this is a very specific like that's not just we've changed the little background. That's like you've completely changed how something comes about.
They
in that
never
respect.
cut fight sequences from movies now. It's mostly talking.
Well, they extend it.
So when it
The
comes
BBS
out,
extended.
yeah, but
edition,
when
they
it
had
comes
a lot
out on
more fight scenes.
DVD, unless it was cut up like fucking Superman.
I
Superman
really
2.
I want to see this. I want to see the fucking Snyder version. I really do. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, that's it.
After BVS, I didn't think that's what I was saying.
It wasn't as dark and brooding as I wanted it to be. But then again, I'm just like, is that too much of a Batman movie for it dark and brooding?
Yeah, I think that should just stay in Batman films, not overshadow the whole of the
Yeah.
Justice
They
League.
should be
But
all
mate-
cheery. I was kind of happy when they. I wanted them all to jump and high five each other.
Wonder Woman does. She has a lot of like smiling glances, which kind of that would almost be like. I think that was more Snyder doing the like. If you want some levity, it's just they're gonna do and say stuff, and they're gonna work it out.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman's just gonna look at them with this kind of "oh my boys" kind
Yeah.
of like
Right.
Yeah.
You see a lot, and I think that was Snyder's version of
a
levity.
subtler way. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm all down
Now
with.
going on that and what we're saying, so we can spot what was Snyder and what was Whedon.
Yeah.
We also said there's a lot of ass shots.
that
Ass
was
shots.
Michael Bay. I think.
Yes.
I shit you not. At this point,
Guest
by the
directed.
time this podcast goes
They
out,
got their money out of that.
You
ass.
should have seen Justice League. There were some shots. I was like, that cameraman
They
was
chose
having a
to
good
put
day.
the camera in that position.
Why would Wonder Woman wear those trousers?
And why would like Gal Gadot be? Is she not sort of? They're like action, and you're like, is he really going to stand there?
yeah.
Zach, tell him to move. No.
I can feel
No,
his
Zach,
breathing.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sat there like this, framing it.
Yeah, it's comic book adaptation. Definitely, as soon as it comes on DVD.
If you're,
Extended
I think if you're a comic book fan, you'll really dig it.
Yeah.
If
Batman
you're,
fan,
if you're a
Cyborg
movie fan,
Flash
you'll
fan,
dig it. You
yeah,
know,
Wonder Woman fan.
Of course, I
if
mean,
you're a woman, Jason Momoa's got his shirt off. Enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, he's good looking enough. I think I'd have a go. To be honest.
do you know who he's married to?
Yeah, from Cosby Show.
Lisa Bonet.
Thank you.
Who?
Lisa Bonet from
The Cosby Show.
the movie with
Oh,
Mickey Rourke, Angel
yeah,
Heart.
Angel Heart,
Oh,
really?
Angel Heart, yeah.
Wow.
I was just like, wow.
The girl that lives.
She's married to him, and he's Drago from. That's a nasty, nasty, nasty background. Have you seen Angel Heart?
No.
With Mickey Rourke. Oh man, the scenes in that. Crazy shit.
Has it got a sentient van in it?
No, so you probably
Not interested.
No, it's
Not
good.
interested.
No, it's good. Yeah.
4 out of 10.
Next on the list of things recently watched, Stranger Things Season 2.
Oh, it was so fucking good.
It was really good.
I'll just be over here. Do you guys carry on?
Ian, have you seen the first season
No,
of Stranger
I haven't.
Things? You haven't seen any of Stranger Things?
Thank
Okay. That's fine.
I haven't got that much time. But I hear it's
There was
really
only one episode in it that just made me go, why? Why did they do that? Did they really need to do that whole
was it?
episode with 11
What, where
outside
she
of
go-
the group? Did they really
I get where
need
you,
to
no,
do
yeah,
that
I get where
episode?
you're coming from, and I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know that
totally.
it wouldn't have been. I don't
Yeah.
know if you'd even think that if it weren't the series on such a good roll
Yeah.
that you were like, why go away from anything that's happening right now?
Yeah. Exactly.
I really enjoyed it, but I had a lot of problems with the main concept of how to defeat the Thing. I'm sorry, I'm going to go into spoilers for Stranger Things.
Is it the Thing, or is it just a thing?
The
Thing.
If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But I'll try to be as
talking
careful
about
as I can.
the big thing,
But
or
the thing
that
could stop the big thing.
Right on.
Is not allowed anywhere near the big thing until the last 2 minutes of the whole season.
Yes.
And what's
And
the
I
show
was just
called?
like,
What's the show called?
why? And you know, it's for your own good. It's for your own safety. And it's like,
Yeah, but
so
I mean,
it's your own
then
safety
it's
until
like
everyone's safety is jeopardized anyway.
I have no
but then
idea
again,
what
it's
they're
like
talking about.
otherwise it's a two episode season.
Right? Yeah, I know, but I felt.
I tell you what, they did really well.
You
though,
should
in
be
that
here,
series.
shelvers, and watch this. If you're fans of Stranger Things, you're probably sat there going, "Yeah, those things are just those things and that big thing." And yeah, totally, Gary, that big thing. Just watching you two talk about that.
That time with the guy and he throws the thing and the thing. And...
Exactly.
Oh, the thing and
the
the
thing
thing.
and the thing and the Stranger Things. I'm just sat there like, yeah. It must be really good.
So we really
honestly,
enjoyed it.
no, do you know what? They did a great job from the first season of evolving a lot of the characters. Steve has just got one of the greatest character evolutions I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah.
I still want to adopt Dustin.
I loved Sean Astin. In
Sean
the show.
Astin was great.
He
I
was
didn't even know he was
Bob.
in it.
No, I didn't know he was going to be in it.
Has he got Winona Ryder in it as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
Playing
she's in the
mother,
first one.
Yeah.
It,
Really
who
good as
spends,
well.
to be fair, she was great in the first season. She's good in this, but she literally spends the entire season in a moment of panic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
just peril everywhere.
Just hold that moment.
Yeah.
That's your character forever. I honestly, though, I will say it was a small step down from the first season. It wasn't as good as the first season.
It was
just
probably not as impactful.
for me, it felt like an adequate
You knew what was
sequel,
coming.
even though the budget was expanded, the CGI was much improved, the characters grew and
They
developed.
got straight to it, didn't they?
They did.
They didn't hang about like whereas in the first one they were building something. But yeah,
Yeah.
The sheriff, whose name I always forget, Dennis
Hopper.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's called Hopper in the series.
Yeah.
But have you seen him as Hellboy now? And his training regimen, which
I'm
was
hearing loads of good
amazing.
things about it, but I'm still
He
not
does
ready
look
yet to
good.
let go.
Yeah.
I'm still not letting go.
He looks
of
great.
Ron Perlman's Hellboy.
He looks
Why
amazing.
isn't Ron Perlman working at the moment? You know,
He's too busy on Facebook being political and trying to run for president.
Awesome.
Yeah, but if he goes up against The Rock,
Ah.
I mean, he's popular, but
Yeah.
let's not fuck about here.
Yeah, it's true.
they need to do a film together.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
totally.
down with that.
Yeah.
There's another show that I've kind of binged watch actually because it was only 20-minute episodes. Somebody recommended it to me, and that just by the concept, I was like, "I'll check it out."
Cigarette adverts.
But this was something that I wouldn't usually watch. I'm not a big fan of sitcoms, as you know. Like my comedy is
It's
specifically
like Young Sheldon. Or
selective. No, it's called The Good Place,
Right.
and the concept of the show is this woman has died.
Okay.
Good stuff.
And she was a terrible, horrible person in real life, like morally corrupted, you
Sounds
know.
like my mum.
And she's appeared in heaven, and they've mistaken her because she is the exact same name as a really good Samaritan who also died the same split second she did, and she's gone to hell. Whereas this horrible person's gone to heaven.
I can see where this is going.
And heaven starts to fall apart with her presence in there.
It's like an administrative cock up.
And
Yeah.
completely,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's I'm trying to remember the name of the actor in it. Ted Danson?
Levin.
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson from
As in from-
Cheers.
Yes, yes.
From Cheers.
He plays Archangel Michael.
I'm so glad to hear he's alive.
Yes, and he's really, really charismatic in it.
He is a lovable rogue.
So
I think-
it kind of kept me watching a few episodes, and then I was like, okay, I've seen enough, I'm done. And then there's a huge revelation plot twist that made me go, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. And then it kept me watching to the end of the season where
Wait,
I went, holy shit, I didn't see that coming.
Wait,
And then straight into season 2.
what plot twist could keep an administration error over heaven?
Jesus is pissed.
Now, I'm not going to go into spoilers
No,
because
don't
if
go
I've
into
sold you on
spoilers,
that
but
concept,
yeah.
it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original show.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I'm just really enjoying it.
What's it called again?
I don't know why I
The
say
Good
is it
Place.
like everything isn't a Netflix original show at the minute. I don't know why I was like,
It's
really?
called the Good Place
The Good
because that's
Place.
what they
Check that
call
out.
heaven. And the idea is that everyone in heaven also has a soulmate, and so her soulmate, you know, is obviously not her real soulmate, and so she has to pretend that he is.
Oh,
and
so it's like an odd couple thing in
for
heaven.
her
Yeah.
as well, yeah. And obviously everyone in heaven gets their, every wish is true. But obviously she's inherited all the wishes of this other person.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so her house is filled with clowns and clown ornaments and pictures. And when she goes to bed, the door closes and it plays like the circus music. So it's like her
That's
hell.
harrowing.
But
Wow.
so,
Sounds like Jeepers Creepers 3.
but yeah, it was a great concept. Now,
car drives
granted,
itself.
a lot of the comedy is typical sitcom comedy-ish, but the
Interesting.
concept and the style of it kept me going. It
There
was-
you go.
yeah.
It warmed your heart.
Yes.
He's not so dead no more.
Next games recently playing. I'm still playing Divinity 2. Still haven't done a Gaming Friday on it yet, just because I'm gonna play it again. Still playing the GM mode of it when I get a chance to. Console-wise, finally got back to console. Started playing South Park.
Nice.
Fractured
Yes,
Butthole.
I got Fractured Butthole for my birthday, and I
Yay.
have been very much enjoying it. It's just like watching
It's South
an
Park.
episode.
Help me out,
Yeah.
because a friend of I haven't played it yet. A friend of mine told me that there was a bit of a controversy about a day one download that some people had to pay out for.
Pay out for it.
Apparently, but the looks on your faces obviously
No.
he's talking out of his ass. But
I have no idea. I mean, there's
I heard
There's
there,
merch,
there was
I guess. There's a
obviously
merch
yeah,
page and there's
yeah.
a-
But no, I heard that
Yeah,
there was
you
a,
get-
there's a season
big deal
pass.
with it.
And
That's it.
Oh, that's
If you
nice.
sign up to the Ubisoft account, you can get the Assassin's Creed outfit,
an Iron Man outfit.
An
That's
Iron Man
fucking
outfit.
sweet.
I mean, man, seriously,
The
I'm-
new season has been
I'm
phenomenal.
jumping
Really?
from
Yeah, I've been
suits.
loving the new season.
I'm jumping from suits left to right, but coming across the member berries,
Yeah.
yeah, being up raisins.
Member?
My kryptonite is crab people, just because I love the crab people.
I chose my kryptonite as vampires because I wasn't expecting to fight any in the whole game. And
Yeah.
so far, I think I'm very close to the end of the game. And I've not fought a single vampire. So I'm like, meh.
Nice.
My guess was that it would be goths.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
again,
it'd be the Hot Topic kids, wouldn't it?
could be, yes. What I
Or is
mean,
it-
yeah,
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 I
yeah.
found them. I found them.
Yeah,
in
I
the
found them.
bedroom.
It's
There was
like
no
we're
fight.
vampires per se. Those kids, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
did find that there hasn't been as many fights in this one as there were in the
No.
first one. In the first one, I was battling all over the place,
Yeah.
and now I'm walking around. I'm just like,
It's a lot easier, I found. But then I'm going to attempt a second playthrough on max difficulty, which means I'm going to play as a token black character.
token black character.
That's how you adjust the difficulty.
That's how you just.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I know.
I love it, but that is
It
fucked
is,
up.
the whole game is very controversial. It is very raw. It is everything you
Can't
expect
be any
from
worse than
South
that
Park.
fucking anal probe in the first one that got him in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah.
the sex sequence by your parents is always,
Yeah,
that
when
was
you
crazy.
get miniaturized.
But...
Yeah.
Oh my god! Tell me Randy Marsh is doing that.
Oh man,
Randy Marsh has got some
Randy
great
Marsh is my
moments.
favourite
He
character.
Yeah.
has got some great moments in the
He's
game.
my absolute favourite South Park character of all time.
For sure, yeah. Give me
Nice.
back my goddamn keys, you fucking kids!
I've been back playing Skyrim because it's Christmassy.
What?
Skyrim
Well,
is
there's
very
there's
Christmas.
It's
snow in
always
it.
snow.
There's snow in it. So it's Christmassy. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't. I mean, how much snow are you after when you go into Skyrim? I mean, because if you head up to the Wizards Temple, that's like fucking constant blizzard.
Yeah, I don't know. I just go around shoot things in the face with arrows.
Have you started a new character? Or have you
No,
actually
dude, I've got
carried on?
I've got about 5 or 6 characters that I've been running since I first got the game, so they're all beasts, like you know. So.
I
Yeah.
think that was before the cloud thing, so I
Yeah.
think my save's lost somewhere.
Oh right, yeah, no.
I don't
yeah,
think
I've
I'd
just been
ever
enjoying
go
playing
back
that,
to Skyrim. I think I'd only ever go back to Skyrim if I could play it in VR and it didn't make me want to throw up.
That'd be pretty badass. I did nearly because I'm playing it on the 360. I nearly went out and bought the Xbox One version.
That's
But-
alright, just wait a few more months and it'll be a 4K version.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be free to download as well.
I would have thought so. Yeah, I'm like, surely this is going to pop up and go for gold at some point, like, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
enjoying that.
Alright, well let's move into the news. Film news.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Hollywood's got some news.
Yes.
Not all of it
bit
good.
of news. This bit of news got me excited and nervous at the same time.
Is it Kevin Spacey?
Oh, don't.
No, I'll get to Kevin Spacey.
Oh, this ain't
Yeah, I
right.
know you want to talk about Kevin Spacey.
No.
We'll get to Kevin
I just
Spacey.
want to point out now before we go too far. I may make some inappropriate
May.
jokes about and chuck Kevin Spacey in there because, yeah.
Okay. We'll get to Spacey soon. Don't want to though.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Lord of the Rings is getting a TV adaptation, which
Yeah.
now I just literally binged watch all 6 movies.
Right.
I just watched all 3 Hobbits and all 3 Lord of the Rings films.
Amazing.
And then a week later, I read the news that Lord of the Rings is coming back.
Do we need to do this again?
It's going to Amazon, not Netflix, not HBO.
That's
But
how someone
Amazon.
when Netflix pass on something,
Yeah.
Now, apparently, they said that they're delighted to go with Amazon, and their reasoning is because they have a long-standing commitment to literature. Which...
Well, they sell books on Amazon.
Right, exactly, yeah. Well, that's where they were originally. That's what they did sell, wasn't it? Books.
Who released the Inhuman series? Was that Amazon or Netflix?
That was Netflix.
So this new series is going to be set in Middle-earth.
Yeah.
And the television adaptation will explore new storylines preceding the Fellowship of the Ring.
What's that? Who's that?
And it includes potential
It's
adaptations for spin-off series.
This is going to be like, you know, when you watch like Gotham and they just mention someone that you're like, oh, I know him because he's in the comics, but later.
6 episodes.
And it'll be like, they'll walk past someone and be like, have you heard about this place called the Shire? And it'll be like, oh, you know.
Yeah. Well, they've said it's going to be the most expensive TV show in TV history, surpassing Game of Thrones for episode per cost.
It will look
it'll
look really nice.
Remember when Waterworld cost a lot?
Yes.
It'll
sound really nice.
Was it John Carter Goes to Mars?
No.
Yes. That was expensive.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yes. But no, I kind of want more fantasy, high budgeted fantasy in television.
Yeah, do we feel though that it's coming along now because Game of Thrones is wrapping up and they're like, let's jump on that. Let's jump on that feeling that everyone is enjoying.
And that's what I'm thinking is the issue, though, because you'll sit down, you'll start watching the Lord of the Rings adaptation, you'll just be like, I really want that elf to take off her top.
What?
You know? Why doesn't the man from Dawnbreaker just...
Where the fuck did that come from?
Well, you just finished watching Game of Thrones and it's all just boobs.
This is because of all them fucking ass shots of Wonder Woman in Justice League, isn't it? Where you're just like, drop your fucking
I
parents.
understand your wavelength, Ian, because at first I was like, but is this this has to go for a mass appeal?
Yeah,
and so it cannot be a kids' Lord of the Rings TV series, and it cannot just be, you know,
a
pornographic Lord of the Rings.
Oh god, I so want to see Ian
Isn't
in
it
Middle-earth right
Lord
now.
of the Dongs?
I desperately want to see Ian in Middle-earth where Arwen's like, you have to go here, and he's like,
show me your tits.
Show me your fucking titties.
It should be like that girl from Kung Pao where it's just like... Quest completed. There you go. What's next on the list?
Just to finish off, John Rhys Davies, who played Gimli, said he's not impressed with the idea, and he says that poor Token must be spinning in his grave with the idea of it happening.
Well, to be fair, his family's kind of real fucking guarded over their stuff. So the fact that I don't know what it means that Amazon are doing it, but they're doing original stories. So that's really interesting because that's them letting the IP out.
It is also based off his works. I guess they must have secured the rights.
A lot of unfinished stuff.
Where I'm guessing it was who they knew.
Yeah.
As long as it, like I said, as long as it sounds nice and looks nice, it could surpass Game of Thrones.
It's going to be difficult, but
with less titties,
Lord of the Rings already, you know, with 2 successful trilogies.
Hey, the elves in Lord of the Rings can be made to look beautiful. The scenery can be made to look beautiful. The armor, the monsters, all the creatures.
Would you rather they remake the Fellowship of the Ring trilogy?
No.
Or make this TV series?
I'd rather they just stopped. I'd just rather they didn't.
Make TV
more
series.
Stories?
No,
or just leave the universe
alone? I mean, alright, if you're going to do another movie, then like do the Silmarillion.
Yes, well, that's what most people want.
Just do the movie. Yeah, just give it to Peter Jackson and let him do it.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm worried about. Is it somebody else's vision of Middle Earth, not Peter Jackson?
Saying that though, after the Hobbit movies, maybe that'd be good.
Yeah, a new appeal because look at what he went through with those movies.
Those Hobbit movies were bad.
They broke him. Yeah,
they're not bad. They're good.
They're not good.
They have issues, especially when you then watch The Fellowship and Two Towers and Return of the King. You're just like, there is something. It's just different.
You watch all 6 of them?
Yes, I did. I still watched all 6. I'd never done all 6 in one go.
Just for the fucking sake of it.
It's funny to watch all 6 of them in the right order and watch Orlando Bloom lose weight.
Yes, yeah,
because he's jowly as fuck in them prequels, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. Well,
like for an elf.
I didn't really notice it that much. I didn't really try not to.
Yeah,
look
he's
at
got
him
some wobbly fucking chins. God, he's awful.
Alright, what have you got against him? Shit.
I just can't stand his shit, isn't he?
Really?
Yeah, he's really bad.
Fucking hell.
Aragorn, shut the fuck up.
I'm writing my letters.
Blonde prick.
Next story. Star Trek Discovery Season 2 has been confirmed whilst we wait for Season 1, Chapter 2.
How many episodes
I'm
were
really
in the first
glad.
season?
It was about 10 or
been renewed.
11, maybe-ish? I can't remember. It felt
Well, it's on a break now, right?
It's on a break now till
Back in
January or February.
Yeah. Well, I watched the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was very good.
Oh.
But I like that it's gone in a very different direction. A buddy of mine who works where is a complete Trekkie.
Yeah.
Tells me fucking everything about it, you know. So from what I've heard, you know, he's like, they dropped an F-bomb in Star Trek.
Right,
I was like,
right.
wow. But
Yeah.
so I'm pleased to hear that it's a franchise that's taken it in a new direction, is doing well. Even though I was like, yeah, it's not really my thing, but I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking nerd. I'm like, they're going to renew Star Trek? Great. Because eventually eventually you get Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'll watch Wrath of Khan a million times. So it's like, now and again, as long as we keep that IP alive, we'll get something like that every now and again.
Voyage Home's good. I like Voyage Home. It's got Bird of Prey now.
But no, I've thoroughly enjoyed Discovery. Every episode was great. I really enjoyed the Groundhog Day one. You know, almost every season of Star Trek has to do, you know, a weird sci-fi Groundhog Day-esque type episode.
Next gen where they turn into like all the animals and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, there's the one where the ship blew up like 100 times, or parallel world traveling.
Have they had a Tribbles one yet?
No, but the captain does have a Tribble in his ready room. So, just there, and he pets it sometimes.
It's like a 3 seashell thing from Demolition Man.
It's just kind of there.
No one really knows what it's for.
And if you shone a blue light on it, it'd just be...
Just caked.
I don't want to know.
It looked like a plaster's radio.
That's not what you do with Tribbles.
Looks
That's
like
not
a
how they
snowball.
multiply.
That's what Ian does. Don't let it get wet. Too late.
All right, well, let's bring us on to the Kevin Spacey story then.
This is just exploded.
So,
what the fuck has happened?
As of right now, Kevin Spacey has now been replaced by Christopher Plummer in Ridley Scott's All the Money in the World. The film is due out on the 22nd of December. But now they've just refilmed all of Kevin Spacey's scenes, even though he's not in the film a lot.
Wouldn't it be great if they just superimposed his head on
Oh god!
That would be
and
the
redubbed
best.
him. Or just, God.
Man, I just can't shake the thought of, you know, I'm going to sign you up, Kevin, starring this film. Yeah, we've got all these scenes to film. Yeah, we're going to act out all these scenes. Yeah. Oh, okay, this film's going to be absolutely brilliant. Really, we're going to make a film. Kevin.
Have you seen the news this morning?
No, I have not seen it yet.
We
Right,
got
okay.
problems.
Could you, not turn up today, please?
Selfish reasons as well for this. I've got to admit, it's straight away. I was like,
You were a fan of House of Cards?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, you were getting shafted.
Yes!
You were getting shafted.
They have now officially
How did he manage
cancelled
to
it.
shaft me?
They've now officially cancelled the show.
Have they just cancelled it?
They've cancelled it. They've
Dude, they
officially
fucking
cancelled
killed
it.
that character off in the original British one. Just
They-
fucking kill
they
him
are-
off screen. It's
the,
fine.
The writers and producers are now looking at the potential for a spin-off series
Of Claire.
of
'Cause
they-
she's
they-
phenomenal.
They've mentioned about 2 or 3 characters
They've got
that
to
they
wait for his
want to
contract
carry on.
run out.
But
They've got to
they're
wait for his
giving it
contract to
time
run out
to
before.
let the creative juices decide what to do next. But
Yeah.
they're not
They-
going to
they-
film any more with
I'll
Kevin
honestly
Spacey.
say as
I
well,
think they've
in
got
respect,
a 5-year contract with him that they've got to run out
Easily.
before they can carry on with House of Cards without him in it.
in respect as well to the actual news I really was kind of disgusted by the way he decided to try and combat it by coming out
by
as
saying,
gay.
"Oh yeah, I'm gay." Yeah, and the gay community picked up
That
a
was
storm.
not cool.
It's not cool.
Because it's like, look,
wow.
you do not need to fucking try and set back an entire group of people
Yeah,
by, to use that as a fucking shield.
they
So
ousted him and said, "You dare."
they were
hide
like, you
behind
are
the
not part of
rainbow."
our community.
You
Yeah,
know,
fucking hell.
The thing that
I felt that was horrible because this has got really bad because I'm not going to go into it loads or anything because there's been so many really bad things have happened, like Kevin Spacey, like Harvey Weinstein, like Bill Cosby, that now it's filtering down to the point where lesser and I'm not trying to fucking acknowledge or condone anything, but there's a lot of lesser things that have happened.
Of Jeepers Creepers 3.
Well, no, I mean because that's horrific too. But all right, I'll give you an example. What Culture Wrestling?
Right.
All their presenters left and started up this new site called Cultaholic. Okay, all their best presenters now. The most popular are not arguably the most popular. Adam Blampied, who did a lot of their videos. He, it came to light that he had used his celebrity status to engage with women online, tell them that he was in an open relationship, and get naked pictures of them sent to him. Now, wait. They have now removed him from. They've said we're going ahead without him. We fired him, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, okay.
And he's been really vilified online. Now, cheating on your girlfriend by saying you're in an open relationship when you're not and getting naked pictures and, coercing women to send you it is a really scumbaggy thing to do. It should not be put on the same pedestal as Bill fucking Cosby, because all it does is it fucking dilutes the horrific crimes of someone like Cosby or Weinstein. So this has got real fucking out of hand quick.
No. It's the exploitation of people, and
it is. But there are levels.
The funny thing is, Hollywood, like any major fucking corporative company out there, will fuck people over, and they have been fucking people over since the first motion picture fucking screen was made. First film. You want to be an actor? You want to be an actress? Kiss my ass. Fucking go.
I think they were more around the front.
They got caught out. Harvey Weinstein's been fucking fed
the whole company.
I said it 2 podcasts ago. I said that because it was just then. It was just the Harvey Weinstein. It was just that one. And I said in the podcast, just you wait. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Stallone's late.
You're going to see the avalanche. Yeah, I saw Stallone, and Stallone right now is still going, that never happened, it's fake news, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're going to dig deeper, and they might find something.
George Takei.
But then at the same time, wasn't Stallone involved in porn movies in his early career?
Well, yeah, he acted in that fucking, was it Afternoon at Whoever's, wasn't it, that movie that he was in,
The funny
George
thing
Takei
is,
had a good response, I thought, because someone came up and said, like, when I was X amount of years old or whatever, George Takei, I got drunk, I passed out, I woke up, he was trying to undress me or something, and George Takei basically turned around and went, I have no idea who this person is. And just kind of, like, in a way I thought, do you know what, if you've not done anything, that's probably the best defense to just go, I don't know who this person is, so you're going to need to, like, get some evidence and contact me.
Yeah.
But I reckon we're going to see more of it.
Oh, it's just gonna cascade, isn't it?
Bryan Cranston, was on the news site. He
See, now I'm worried. Every time you say a celebrity, I'm like,
he chimed in and just said that it's absolutely just horrific that it's happening. But he went on to say that sexual predatory behaviour is not a Hollywood problem, it's a societal problem.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing that everywhere.
Absolutely.
And it is cropping up everywhere, even outside the Hollywood system. It exists, and obviously, we're going to be hearing about it because the news media are loving the story at the same time.
2018 is going to be interesting.
Yeah. To see who's still acting.
Yeah.
There's certain celebrities that you're just like, oh, don't ever let this person be accused, please.
No, actually, I was thinking the opposite.
What, there are some you'd like to see accused?
Okay, well, I know. I said I was going to be controversial. Okay.
Yeah,
on that thought, Ridley Scott.
What?
What did he do to you? Okay, you can't count Alien Covenant as a rape.
I'm just saying. Maybe if somebody came forward, that would. Yeah. No. Next.
That's like that.
Bale. Not Christian Bale. I'm saying Bale.
Deadwood. It's a movie is finally going forward. It was the HBO show that got cancelled in 2006.
Ian McShane.
Yes. It was great.
Drops
it was
really
great.
A lot.
Yes.
Big fan.
Yeah. He was great in American Gods.
He was the best thing in American Gods because that season was dodgy. Yeah.
I still enjoyed it. Yeah.
I enjoyed it mostly for him. Every time he was on screen, he was captivating.
Yeah, his appearance in Game of Thrones as well. I don't know if you got to his moment, but he was great in his role in that too.
John Wick.
But he said that the film and the script is fucking thrilling and heartbreaking.
God, I love him.
Did you ever watch Bergerac?
Yeah, I do.
That
I mean, he wasn't in that, but still.
Oh, what was it?
Lovejoy?
Lovejoy, that's right.
But on the subject, I enjoyed Bergerac. Yeah, Jersey Detective.
What about Boone? Do you remember Boone?
Yeah, bike riding dude. Yeah. Ian McShane weren't in that either.
No.
Oh, okay.
Next story. The Dark Universe.
Fuck.
The Dark Universe looks like it's coming to an end.
What was the Dark Universe again?
Oh, there was that one Mummy movie.
Oh, yeah.
What, the Tom Cruise one?
Yes.
That was
really the start.
Is that what it's called?
The Dark Universe. Mummy. It was the beginning of, the reinvention of Dracula,
Frankenstein. Right. No, I was like, it's the Universal universe. I guess that's hard to say. I get why they went dark now. Yeah, okay.
Dark. Yeah. And You know, after about 2 months after we did the Mummy review, we'd said I'd not seen it, so I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And
I got an hour and 20 minutes in before I went, fuck it, and turned it off.
fuck, dude, I finished Jeepers Creepers 3.
I would probably finish Jeepers Creepers 3. The Mummy film, I was just like, no, fuck it, I'm done. I'm literally done.
Wow.
How many times did he run
A lot.
Did he run in it?
lot.
He ran to
That
Oscar
fucker is
a lot.
so fit.
He literally was replaying the character he was in Edge of Tomorrow. You know, a douchebag character you don't really like at all. Except,
Ethan in fucking Mission Impossible.
well, I mean, Ethan's just a blank slate, really.
And the
isn't
guy
he?
from Vanilla Sky as well.
Well, yeah, it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jack Reacher.
And in that Jet movie from the 80s, what's that called?
Top Gun.
Which is also supposed to be getting a sequel.
Ian McShane's not in that.
What's the one where he married next to Nicole Kidman again?
Eyes Wide Shut.
I was thinking Far and Away.
Or Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
was good.
Wow, nicely done. Next bit of film news: new Red Sonja film.
Fuck
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Who is Red Sonja?
Uncast just yet.
Who's playing?
The
Oh no,
Barbarian.
Conan's in that, right?
No,
Conan
Conan.
was
no,
he was a Guardian guy
He
working
played
for the fucking
Prince
Right
Calidor
Chapel.
Thank you.
in that. So Red Sonja though doesn't actually exist in Conan's timeline. But
I figured they were a completely different universe as well.
I think they were, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, Red Sonja was more of a Marvel comic book character than she was a Conan universe
Sexy as
character.
fuck. Bridget
But yeah,
Nielsen,
they've said that, you know, we've been waiting for the right time for this remake, and I'm just like, is it really a remake at this point when there is so many there's so many comic books of the character?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a remake.
Is
It's
it just another?
Yeah, it's just a retelling,
Just
like
another
like
story.
what they did with Conan the Barbarian. With fucking
And they've said
Aquaman.
with the success of Wonder Woman, the audience has spoken. They want female heroes.
Yes,
Fuck, dude, that makes sense. Yeah, you would. Yeah, you
yeah,
would jump
fuck
on the
it.
bandwagon.
Oh,
wouldn't
mate,
you? And obviously,
you know
they
what?
announced Captain Marvel as well pretty soon, didn't they?
You know what they should do? Fuck it, just have a movie called the Amazons. Just have fucking bunch of women.
They
like,
did.
just
It was called Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like the
But
whole,
like the whole
film,
film,
like
not
fuck
just
them
half of
just
it.
fucking battling.
I mean, shit. Like, it might as well have been called The Amazons because no one fucking said the words Wonder Woman
Yeah, true.
in any movie she's been in yet.
They
Spoilers.
should just call it Diana.
Yeah.
Next in remake news.
They made that. That was about the other girl.
yeah, copyright infringement. We should make a joke about that, should we? No,
I don't know. The role you've been on, mate, you might as well fill
yeah.
your boots actually on this episode.
Pet Sematary is getting a remake.
Oh, fucking Justice League Pet Cemetery. Yeah, spoiler. You haven't seen it yet.
That was really funny.
I'm just going to skip that story.
No,
Pet
no,
Sematary is
no,
getting a
remake,
remake.
come on.
Yeah.
Well, I
Who's
mean,
in it?
obviously,
Who's in it?
success
Who's
of
in
it, isn't it?
It's it hasn't been cast yet, but there has two directors, and it's Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer. They are the two that directed Starry Eyes.
20 quid are on the list.
Which was a a really successful kickstarted film.
I recognise the name.
Starry Eyes was the film that they made.
Yeah,
It was
I
horror
don't
film.
think I've seen the film. Unless it was because it was a success of Kickstarter. That's why I heard of it. If you know what I mean. But I've not seen
I've
it.
not actually seen it either, but it's
said
got
in
the
the-
interest of the studio.
We said in the review it was probably time for a remake of that movie, and it can be done well as long as you have that influence in the background. You know, the cemetery is a force in itself.
I
and it's
reckon
trying
they can
to
do
get
all
you to
that.
go.
I just reckon they won't get Judd right. I just reckon Judd was so good.
What if everybody in the town buries their people there, and it turns into like a zombie apocalypse on the town? And then
No, I reckon they'll be faithful to the book, kind of following the It
Look at
formula.
it.
An army of cats.
Why would you change it?
Yeah.
Army of cats. Stop reading out your Christmas list.
yeah.
Lethal Weapon 5.
Oh, he's got work again.
Maybe going
bless him.
forward. Yeah,
Dude,
Mel Gibson's out in
Daddy's Home 2. That is fucking
They
making
have
bank,
to.
apparently.
The series
so.
is fucking shit as fuck.
What is?
The TV series.
Oh, well, I knew it was.
I'm
I
not
didn't even
even
want to
seen
touch it. I
it.
wouldn't
The
even
Lethal
look
Weapon
at it.
TV
I knew
series is so
it-
fucking bad. They're like, we have to do a film just to keep this live.
Well, it's the fact that Mel Gibson is now working, and both Richard Donner and Danny Glover are both interested in reviving it for another film.
Why'd you say Mel Gibson is working out? I
Dude,
thought he was always working.
No,
out.
he's been in
he
fucking
took, like,
exile,
10,
dude.
15
Since
years
he
out, yeah.
had a pop at the Jews, and then like those tapes of how he verbally abused his wife.
I listened to those tapes.
Oh, my, that is some
Yeah.
hard. I'd rather listen to the Jew rant. Do you know what I mean? There's some-
Jeez.
When did he go into exile? last film I saw him in was that fucking, what I did for my summer vacation. That was
around that time, dude.
He came back in a film called Beaver, where he had a beaver for a
I was going to say, and he was in Beaver, and he was in
did Machete 2.
He's just done
but if you don't you remember in Expendables 2, some people pulled out of that movie because he was in it.
Yeah, and those were independent films, not Hollywood films. So
Mel Gibson's like an asshole.
He recently did an interview on Australian TV as well, didn't he? And he was real. It was a very candid interview where he was asked everything about it and like, what do you think of this and what's your reaction? And he was like, he looked so strange. He was like, he had a really long
beard.
He was very well kempt, so he didn't look like, you weren't like fingernail crazy dude, like aviator crazy, but. He was so twitchy in that interview, and it's like you really there's something going on there, man. Like he seems like a really disturbed kind of guy, but
I think he's just pent up all that.
I think so,
horror we've heard from the tapes, just suppressed it all.
Those tapes.
That's why the Riggs character is so believable.
Dumping everything out there.
You know why? Because in his mind, we're all dead. He's still driving around the wasteland. It's trying to seek revenge for his family. Seeking for the black fluids.
I'm taking that pipe away from you, Ian.
3 days ago, I saw a ring again.
So, are you excited for a possible Lethal Weapon 5? Would you like to see it go one more outing?
Are we too old for this shit? I don't know.
Yeah.
The buddy cop formula.
Dude, do you know what? I'm totally down with a Lethal Weapon 5. It's just I haven't watched Daddy's Home 2 yet. I don't know what's the first one to be true, but I'm kind of like, anytime Mel Gibson's on screen, I'm kind of feel a bit dirty watching him because it's like
of what he said. And
God.
how he feels.
All right, to be fair, someone saying something, someone doing something is way different.
Yeah.
Maybe can kind of sort of like make amends in that respect, Everyone said dumb things. Wow, he really went off the fucking deep end, but
has it been long enough for forgiveness?
And that is it funny now?
Yeah, and that was the same thing with what Bryan Cranston was saying earlier about the likes of Kevin Spacey. Is there is a chance that they can redeem themselves if they can be forgiven, but like I'll give you an example. Is that
it's actually up to the victim. Because there was a baseball player. I don't follow baseball. It was a baseball player in trouble because he went up to a Japanese teammate of his in the dugout and did the Japanese eyes thing, pulled his eyes back,
right?
And everyone kicked off. Yeah. Okay, but wait. Wait. No. But then his teammate came out publicly and said, like, dude, we banter all the time. It's not a big thing. We joke. I make fun of him and stuff. It was between us. Now everyone was still outraged, and it's like. No, you don't get to be angrier than the victim. You don't.
Did the victim come out and say?
This is what I'm saying, yeah.
The victim came out and said, oh, it's all fine.
Yeah. See, it's no different than me making a joke at you about being ginger, Gary getting all pissed at me, and you going, dude, it's fine, we do it all the time, then you should calm down and be like, oh, he's not offended, that's fine.
My issue is, right...
So, they can be redeemed in a way.
No, fuck that shit, because in my eyes, right...
He's clearly still angry.
Yes. I'm clearly still angry, because I get judged on my shit all the motherfucking time. If I walked up to... If I had an Asian friend... and we were hanging out, and I'm walking down the road, and I'm just like, did the slanty eyes thing. If somebody gave me shit, I'll be like,
if he's your friend, he's probably used to it.
But in public,
just you're the same kind of guy who asks elves to show you their titties. So
true, yeah.
What kind of moral compass are you?
I'm the opposite of Kevin Spacey, that's for sure.
I'll let you have
that. I'm nowhere near that motherfucking shit.
But there is the anyway.
Rolf Harris looking motherfucker.
What's that mean?
Kevin Spacey, sorry, I'm still angry. What's next?
Jeez.
What's next?
Let's go talk about Disney.
Yeah, okay, Disney. Isn't he a racist?
Oh, actually.
Fuck.
He's a Nazi.
No, sorry. Well, the way the prices they're charging for Star Wars Battlefront 2, you might as well call them. Because, yes, EA, of course, been in the news a lot lately. Mainly, I first got upset when they closed down one of my favourite studios, Visceral Games. At E3 earlier this year, I was waiting for an announcement or a reveal for Dead Space 4.
Right on.
Or a Dead Space spin-off, another Dead Space game. Something Dead Space. And there was nothing at all, and I just thought, that's it. They're either working on something else, which should be dark and horror and same thematically, or it's just not ready yet. And then, 3 weeks ago, EA closed the studio down and disbanded them, and they were in the middle of a Star Wars game, which there's footage of, and people are interested in.
So Dead Space 3 is dead.
So, no, Dead Space, the
4.
series, is
Dead
gone.
Space
Dead
4
Space
is
4 is gone. The Visceral games no longer exist. All that company are now off working in different divisions in EA, so the studio's gone.
Okay.
And it just goes into the, people have mentioned this is just another game studio that's beloved that's now died at the hands of EA. You can put them up there with like Westwood Studios, made all my favourite Command & Conquer games, died at the hands of EA.
Yeah.
Bullfrog died at the hands of EA. There's so many. There are so many studios that went to EA and then died. And because EA, at the moment, are season passes, microtransactions, trend following, loot boxes, 60 quid games with season passes, and $120 versions of the game with a bunch of shit you don't need, and at the same time as having all of that stuff with the new Battlefront 2, there was the loot boxes, which was pay to win multiplayer. Now, if you bought the game, 60 quid, in order to unlock one character, like Luke or Darth Vader, you're looking at spending 40 quid up front for that one character. Or spending up to 40 hours in the game to unlock one of those characters.
Wow.
There are a ton of characters in the game. There's a ton of weapons in the game. You have to you play the game, you get some currency to get the loot box.
This is all multiplayer, though, right? Because obviously one of the big I'm just saying is one of the big selling points is that there's now a single player campaign, isn't there?
When you complete the single player campaign, you should have enough currency to buy one character.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's
because
it.
Do you know what's funny is it's got that time of year. My wife's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And made a little wish list, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, get me Battlefront 2."
No.
Because there's a single player campaign, and I don't really play multiplayer
You won't
that
play
much.
it.
Yeah.
It'll be a waste of time.
Now I'm starting to think.
Get workshop vouchers.
This then led to a Reddit post, which became the most downvoted Reddit post in Reddit history. And that was when somebody called EA out on their bullshit, and an EA representative came on and went, well, we believe it's because people should feel valued spending all of that time and unlocking that one character and feeling rewarded for it.
Because I don't use Reddit. When you say downvoted, that's like basically going...
A thumbs down.
Fuck you,
thumbs
basically.
Down. Or fuck you,
Okay, right on.
And so this EA basically... developer just got the most thumb down it voted in history.
Sounds like he got a thumb up.
This spread across social media, across all the news outlets everywhere, and then
so they feel that the character is so valuable that
you need to spend
it justifies
40
the
hours.
Price or the time,
or spend the 60 quid, then another 40 quid to unlock one or more.
The funny thing is, though, they're just selling you power-ups.
Yes.
Microtransactions, that's all they've ever been, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've managed to...
It used to be skins.
They managed to market that.
But it is also gambling in another form.
Of course.
Because they get around it by using in-game currency.
But I will go on a limb and say, if you're going to buy that game, you're going to buy its bullshit.
Is it because you're a Star Wars fan?
But only because by the sound of it, you haven't got a lot of choice but to buy into the bullshit to get the game.
You've got no choice.
Especially there's a new Star Wars movie coming out. The hype is already there.
It's the same thing that you had with Gears of War, Rainbow Six, Call of Duty.
Well, no, I mean not to this extent.
Not to this extent.
Not to this extent.
And again, it's skins, isn't it? You think about Gears of War, especially. Is it like you get
skins.
old Marcus, but you can still play Marcus?
Every Battlefront game has been the same, where it's just been online battling.
Yeah,
and Star Wars fans, online fans, it is.
It used to be just season passes and maps.
It is one of the most awesome.
Everything else was unlockable.
It is one of the most fucking awesome looking multiplayer games ever.
Yeah,
isn't this a carryover from because I don't play them, but like FIFA and stuff? FIFA like famous for those.
Yeah, they do.
Basically, there's characters.
I've seen reaction videos where people have lost their shit when they've got a character. You know.
But basically, there is a silver lining to this Battlefront 2 story. Now, this basically comes from the fact that Disney are they've had a bad run-in with the fact that Visceral Games just got closed down. That was a Star Wars game, gone.
Right.
Han Solo director got sacked because of creative differences. New directors brought into the Han Solo film.
Ron Howard?
Yes, he's the replacement for
Is
the
he? I
two
didn't- I
directors
thought
that
he
they
was the-
fired.
Oh, I didn't know.
Wow.
And that caused
How
all
fuck I
sorts
missed
of things to be rewritten, new things to be filmed, and all sorts of stuff to be redone.
Hi, Ron. It's Disney.
So
I need
Disney
you for a
having
film.
problems with that Star Wars film.
gosh.
There was creative differences with Rogue One.
Yeah.
There was backlash at the last Star Wars film being a remake of the other Star Wars films. Now, they've just signed on another director to start a new trilogy of the Star Wars films to carry on another decade of Star Wars films. The new Star Wars film is imminently out, and right now, Battlefront 2 is kicking up all this shit across all the news. The owner of Disney rang up...
Walt.
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Well, not I mean... I don't think he's called Walt.
Bashed on his cryo chamber
Right.
and was like...
So Walt Jr.
Walt Jr.
called up the owner of EA
Mr.
and
EA.
said, "Take out
Ed
all the
Growling.
loot. Take out all the loot boxes. Take out all the microtransactions. Make it happen." Within minutes, all of the microtransactions and loot boxes and pay to win stuff has all been stripped out of Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's all gone.
Wow.
So now how do you get the stuff?
You
Unlock
earn it
it.
in
Only
the
for
game,
earning it.
and the prices for all of the items in the game have been dropped considerably.
So what if you've already paid it?
No, you wouldn't have done because the game only just came out.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Just
all right.
came out.
Yeah.
As of this recording, it only came out yesterday.
So how much? Oh, of course it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much now that if Vader was like £40 before?
I
or
don't
£6
own the
before?
game, but
Probably
I know
about
that
20 quid.
you cannot pay for him. You
Oh,
can now
so
only
It's
earn
an
him in the
unlockable
game.
ability now.
Nothing can be brought for.
See, now the crazy thing is that will it won't kill the game. It will just.
Well, no, but hold up. Literally, that's
It's just
made,
leveled the playing field
I just went
instantly.
but I just went from changing my mind about getting it to now going like, oh, okay,
Actually, now I'll play that. Yeah.
No, because this is the thing. This is the reason you don't own Battlefield. Gary
No,
doesn't
but
own
now
Battlefield.
now it's in my. I want to get that this Christmas list.
Yeah.
So, and you're gonna,
I know
and
people
you're
that
gonna-
are going to
and you're
get
gonna-
it,
You're
and
going
I
to
can
sit
play with
down
them.
and you're going to play it. And you're
Disney
gonna
made a
organise
good
teams,
call.
And you're going to
Yes,
go out and there's going to be
But
free maps.
this
and
needs to
there's gonna be a
happen
bunch of
across
stuff.
the entire
And
game
by
board.
by the end of Christmas, when the new Star Wars film is done and dusted, it will go on your shelf and you won't play it.
Yeah, but I
And
will
the
enjoy the time I will
and
have
the
played it and gone, yeah, I'm
microtransactions.
digging it. I'm in the mood for Star
And
Wars
the
right now.
microtransactions will come back. I bet you.
They
I don't
they
think they
have
will.
said
Yeah.
they're looking at a new way to implement it,
Told you.
which means a total
Told you.
revisal of their game
They
plan
need that money.
of EA's game plan of give me more money,
So,
which Activision are still doing with Shadow of fucking more money.
so at the start of the story, EA was fucking over all the Star Wars fans with a new Battlefield game.
Yeah,
Battlefront game. You guys were not thinking about paying into that shit
Yeah.
because you thought it was completely wrong. Disney came along and went, no.
yeah.
They dropped all the prices. Now you're going to pay all your money to
Now
Disney.
I'm thinking about getting the game. Yeah,
Paying all your money to Disney so they can pay Ron Howard to do the new Han Solo movie.
I think they've already paid him to do that.
yeah. They don't need the money from this game, but they'll like it.
Yeah, to be fair, I was going to say Disney don't need money
But it
from
needs to be a
anywhere.
win-win. So
Okay.
long as we are liking what we
Okay.
paid for, I'm happy that they're happy with their pile of cash.
Who would you say is on the list? Walt Disney or Ron Howard?
Is this your list or
The list.
the list?
The list.
What's the list?
The Kevin Spacey
the
list.
Kevin Spacey
Can't be
list.
Richie from Happy Days, surely, dude. I mean, come on.
I just hope it's not Henry
Can't be.
Winkler.
Well, that's going to bring us to the end of the first part of the podcast. We're going to Christmas it up
Yes!
for the next part.
That's fucking possible after all that.
I don't know. It's going to be a white Christmas.
Oh, fist bump.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
November, bitch. Calm down.
Yeah, but this is the December podcast.
Oh,
This
that's
is
true.
Christmas.
Fucking,
I mean, it's not actually.
Then good tidings to your kin, sir.
It's not actually that far away.
No, dude, I know.
It's like
I haven't bought a
4 or
single
5
present yet.
weeks. That's just going to roll around really,
It will,
really
dude.
fast.
It will.
Where does it come from? We have 365 days to prepare for it every year, and we leave it to the last minute.
Yep, and the co-op still needs to be open for us to get bread.
Yeah.
And sugar.
And sugar and
Yeah,
milk.
dude, batteries.
Yeah.
I don't know about you as well, but like I've got so much on every weekend that I'm kind of like, that's why it goes so fast, because I'm constantly all week going, sugar, get ready for this, and we got to do that.
And everyone's waiting for the break from work to be able
Oh,
to cram it
God,
in.
I'm
And then
so-
it's wrapping it
I
all
can't
and then
wait,
sending some things off. Organising
What happened to
families.
the fucking magic? Am I, you know,
They
Magic.
they
The magic
closed,
is what you make happen for the kids for Christmas.
They closed Derry, so we don't get to go to the fucking, grotto anymore. That's where the magic went, dude. When I was a kid, I remember our local giant co-op, this big department store dairies. You'd go around. It took you it felt like forever, didn't it? I mean, obviously, it was probably 10 minutes when we were kids, but it was huge, wasn't it? You had all these animatronic elves up and stuff like that, and then Santa would be there, and you'd be like, I'm not sitting on his lap, and you'd run off. Look like Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey Santa Claus. Oh.
So I gotta say, Christmas as a kid was fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Christmas in the teen years, whatever. Didn't really care for it. Christmas now,
love it.
I work it. I'm working.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm working Christmas. I'm working Boxing Day. I'm working New Year's Day.
Mate, I think I've subconsciously chosen jobs since I left retail where it's I'm just going to go work for a bank who don't open or a fucking financial sector that just doesn't give a shit.
That's why I miss working in a school. Because
it's
the whole 2 weeks, 3 weeks off for
dude.
Christmas and 6 for the summer.
It's the whole preparation, the magic behind it. It's crazy.
Well, to be honest, I've kind of skipped the last 4 Christmases because I've really not been able to afford Christmas, and I've just blanketed everybody and said, look, no money. I don't buy for you, you don't buy for me, but we hang out. And we just...
You Christmas with a cranksit.
Yes.
I will not be partaking.
But I will be here.
I think it's different because being married with a kid and stuff, it is like you said, there's a lot
for
to
sure.
do
For you guys, I imagine it's still.
And it's amazing. It is fantastic. I remember how happy my dad was Christmas morning because my dad was the biggest kid in the street. It would wake us all up at stupid o'clock, which when you're a kid is great. When you're a teenager, it's like go back to fucking sleep, Dad.
Yeah.
Get out of my room, and I'll see you at 12. Call me when dinner's ready. But now I'm the kid fucking runs in the morning. He's been. And I'm like, I fucking know. And I'm hungover because I was so mashed the night before watching Scrooged or something
That's always the go-to film for me.
Christmas Eve. Scrooge and Die Hard.
Christmas Eve has got to be Scrooged and either Die Hard or Batman Returns.
Well, like we did for the Halloween podcast, I put together a top 10 of my selection of Christmas movies.
I love your list.
I did expand the list. I pulled out of a big list of films, and then there was some that I put on there that I thought I should mention because I'd probably be yelled at if I didn't, even though I would never watch the film again or
we will get yelled
at some point.
We've got to get them in at least. If we don't,
everyone's got their own. Everyone's got their own ideal Christmas movie, haven't they? It's so many people say things like A Wonderful Life. Yeah, that's a great movie, but it doesn't scratch my top 10.
No,
just personally.
You know what I mean? A Wonderful Life is not on my list either, but in my childhood,
you love that movie.
There was a bunch of films that I would watch around the Christmas time that would have, on the VHSs, you'd have the trailers on at the beginning. And 3 of those films had A Wonderful Life trailer at the beginning of the film. So I kind of always felt like I'd watched it without ever actually
I got the gist.
it.
He's all mad, and then he works out he should have, life would be better with him.
Yeah. I've seen the film analysis of the film. I know what the film is
Good
about.
enough, yeah.
And, it's one of those that I should actually still watch.
You still haven't seen it now?
I still haven't seen it now, no.
Right, okay.
You can get it in colour now.
I can see a future. I can see a future Christmas review coming up
for sure. Yeah. So we'll jump to the list.
Yeah.
So we'll start with number 10 and work down to number 1. Bad Santa. My number 10.
Oh,
I get it.
I've got to admit something.
I personally don't like that film.
Yeah.
It's just too. It's actually too. I don't say this a lot, but it's just too gross for a Christmas movie.
I haven't seen Bad Santa yet.
Really?
I haven't.
There's a fucking sequel now, right?
There is a Bad Santa 2. Badder Santa.
Badder Santa.
Yeah.
That wins points for
now,
the
I'm a big fan of Billy Bob Thornton. I like a lot of his work, and I like his dry wit and his disgruntled, pissed off attitude that he has in a lot of his appearances.
Oh, and he fucking turns that up to fucking 11 in Bad Santa, doesn't he?
For sure, yeah. Now
Wasn't
I also
he Sling Blade. Sling Blade. Wasn't that Billy Bob Thornton?
What?
Sling
from
Blade.
what? From
you keep saying Sling Blade. I don't know what that is.
I'm pretty sure that's the title of the film. Billy Bob Thornton plays a mentally challenged guy who's just been released from a psychiatric ward for killing somebody, and he makes friends with the small boy, and the small boy is being abused by his dad, so Billy Bob Thornton kills him. I swear that's Sling Blade.
Somebody out there might know.
Ian
what
just
you're
wrote a movie.
I just didn't do the plot.
I mean, he makes friends with a boy in Bad Santa, but I don't think he kills anyone.
Sling Blade.
Is that his tag? Is that his catchphrase?
Yeah, he says that. He goes,
How does it go?
You sound like the fucking Indian chief from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
So the reason why Bad Santa makes it onto this is because I'm not the biggest Christmas person ever, and so
And neither's Bad Santa.
So exactly,
Yeah.
and so that's why
Right
it's made it onto my list. Number 9 is the Ref. The Ref. We reviewed the Ref. I think that was our first
is that? I've
Christmas
never
review.
played it.
Now wait
Kevin
for it.
Spacey.
Kevin
Oh,
Spacey.
shit.
Fucking Kevin
Now-
Spacey, motherfucker.
Has anybody even watched the Kevin Spacey film or anything since the allegations?
Do you know
and
what?
stories and
I went to
I've
watch
watched
Horrible
Confessions.
Bosses 2 on
Yeah.
Netflix, and I was like, nah, I can't do it.
can't do it. Yeah,
No.
No.
I don't know if I could watch it. I
What,
don't know
what's the ref? I've literally never even
Dennis
heard of that.
Leary
It was-
plays a burglar who breaks into a house and takes a family hostage. One of them is Kevin Spacey. Then the mum is somebody else, and they're going through a divorce at the moment. And
so they hate each other.
So they hate each other, and it's like this whole
Oh
comedy.
fuck! Do you know what?
Argument thing.
I
came out
can see
before
the
American Beauty.
cover. I can see the poster right now. He's like they're tied up in the chair and he's kind
Yeah,
of
got
exposed
the
and
leg
stuff.
over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen that.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Laughed a lot, and
Kevin Spacey though.
but yeah. So I
Well,
don't-
I'd say I'd watch it this year, but I mean the chances seem slim.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in
Classic.
New York.
Oh,
Mate,
which
now,
one is
When he
better?
throws those bricks off that fucking roof in 2,
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard, and it was one of my most favourite moments of the last couple of years is when I got my little girl to watch that for the first time,
Yeah.
and her reaction
Just, yeah.
was my reaction when I was a kid. Like,
Me and my brother killed ourselves when that
died.
brick sequence.
Oh.
Once that brick sequence was over, we rewound it and just watched that sequence through again. It was. Yeah.
as a wrestling fan as well,
Yeah.
that Home Alone 2 sequence had a massive impact at a certain point in the wrestling industry because there was a study put out about the violence in wrestling and what chair shots do,
Yeah.
and how it should be like an X-rated product because it's showing kids that. And Mick Foley and a doctor wrote a report based on the physical effects of that scene,
Yeah.
or the
That's
entirety of the Home Alone franchise, where it's like, and what would happen if a fucking brick
Hit you from that height?
from that
Dead.
height, and we call
Yeah.
that
And
a
a paint
PG
can.
movie?
A paint
Exactly,
can.
went through everything,
Yeah,
and the doctor's
of course,
like,
yeah, the
dead,
swinging paint
dead,
cans. Yeah.
dead.
The electrocution, the hair
Yeah,
being
hair
set
being
on
set on
fire.
fire.
Oh man,
The
that
tool
crowbar to
bag
the
that
chest.
falls on his head.
But the fucking
The
catchphrase for it
blowtorch.
was not Joe Pesci. What's the name of the other?
Marv.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
some character.
yeah.
Fucking, oh my god, the fucking shit that comes out of his mouth is just gold
Yeah.
in that movie.
Why
There
are you
was-
dressed like a chicken?
Yeah. Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, the scene where
What
he
a
gets
hole.
electrocuted and turned into a skeleton. Fucking
Oh my
cried.
god, that is
So
amazing.
I think the traps and the comedy's better in the second one, but the message and the feeling and the originality of the first one.
Oh, Matt, you
I like the
can't
parents
break-
in the
you can't
second
beat
one
the
as well.
first one just because it's got is it John Candy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Turns up
He
a
helps the
poker,
mum come back.
poker.
Yeah.
That cements that film as a classic.
I like the parents in the second one where they go to the fucking like police and they're like, "He's home alone," and they're like, "Has this ever happened before?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's kind of like our Christmas tradition." and they're like laughing about it, and the guy's
Yeah.
just looking at them like, "This isn't
You're a
funny."
terrible parent.
Yeah.
I've always loved the build up, all the technical side. In the first one where he's got the whole house dancing, and then in the second one he's got his uncle in the shower.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh.
Playing the
Tim
song.
Curry
Yeah,
comes
Tim
in.
Oh,
Curry.
Tim
yeah.
Curry is amazing.
Yeah.
I love you, sir. But did you ever play the video game at home?
Yes.
Fucking
Yeah.
what a great game where you got
No,
to
but
go house
actually-
to house and fucking...
Actually, no, I didn't have the video game. I had the Home Alone handheld game that was just Home Alone, and it was just Kevin in the centre of the screen, and you had to set the traps to keep stopping the burglars that
Nice.
came in from
That's
either side.
cool, man.
Yeah,
Did have you seen any of the others? Well, there's
I
like three
saw-
or four
I
of them.
saw-
Yeah, I've
Home
seen
Alone
the
3.
last two.
That's all Home Alone 3.
I
the
noticed they're not
third-
on your list.
The third
no.
one.
Are they Christmas movies even?
No,
No.
it's a
Oh,
summer film,
no.
I think.
So it's just a home invasion.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
The third one's about
They
a
are
kid
robbing
who's home
something.
alone sick, who sees some people trying to steal military chips from next door.
The reason why I
Okay.
watched it was because it had one of the robbers was the
Guy
lead actor
from,
from Electric Dreams.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of them from
Yes.
Third Rock from the Sun, the fucking Crazy Eyes dude?
Oh.
He was in it as well.
Yeah.
Yes, he was in the third one as well. But obviously it wasn't...
To be fair though, when you watch Home Alone, it's like Joe Pesci's in it. Have you seen Goodfellas? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Growing up between me and my brother, Home Alone, though, was the sort of films you could watch outside of Christmas.
Yeah, I'll give you
And
that.
if we weren't in the mood for that, we'd have watched Problem Child instead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Problem Child rest of
Problem
the
Child's
year,
great.
Home Alone at Christmas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Absolute stable of Christmas, isn't it? What a
It's
fucking
the disaster movie, isn't it? Everything that could go wrong goes wrong.
What an absolute diamond. of a
Chevy
movie.
Chase is a god.
He really is.
I really hope he's not on the list. Because he's just... I caught a couple of days ago, I caught the beginning of fucking Caddyshack.
Yeah.
And him just getting people's names mistaken. I was just like, what else has he done? And then you just brought...
Well, in the 80s, everything.
Yeah,
Yes, every year.
You've just brought it up again. You know, fucking... Is it, Charles? Is this Charles Griswold?
Griswold,
Clark.
yeah.
Clark Griswold.
That's it.
Griswold. Him and his wife, their relationship in the movies is just the saving grace over everything. Even
Proper
when
long-suffering housewife, isn't he?
even when, like the house
Absolute
is burning
heart-
down around
Heart
them,
of gold angel,
Clark
isn't
will just
she?
stand there with a big smile, like, "Yes, honey.
Everything's fine, honey.
everything's
Yeah.
fine." You know,
So
the kids
good.
are
The
just
kids
like,
are great.
"God."
The fucking
It's
awful
pretty
relatives.
much become the staple of sitcom, for
It is,
series,
isn't it? It's
essentially,
fucking.
yeah.
It's everyone loves Raymond, isn't it?
Yeah.
At Christmas, like
Yeah.
the horrible relatives that turn up that you don't really want and you've got to deal with, and they're in
Yeah.
your house, and you're like, get out of
Stepping
my
over
house,
each
motherfucker!
other.
Like you know.
Yeah.
But they for those films, they just nailed that formula and the characters,
And
Yeah.
just
having
made them
Chevy
timeless
Chase
and
as
memorable.
as the pinnacle.
Yeah,
Chevy
and I
Chase.
think the Christmas Vacation is probably my favourite one as well.
Oof.
Oh, like I
I
like
love
European
the
Vacation.
vacation.
European
European
Vacation is pretty
Vacation.
fucking bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
European
it's not as
Vacation
good
is
as
pretty
Christmas.
badass. The original one with fucking John Candy again, when they go on the roller coaster, that's pretty badass.
Yeah. Next film is Rare Exports.
See, I've
No,
not
it's
seen
a-
this.
Yeah.
Too much dick.
It's on my list. I asked you about this in the break, and it's like
Yeah.
it's on my list. And why don't you like it, Ian?
Too much. No, the film's really really good. I enjoy
it's
the
the-
whole the alternative take on the Christmas tale,
Yeah.
and ultimately it is an awesome film.
Didn't
It's
it come
kind
out
of
around
one
the time
shot.
that like these whole like Troll Hunter, these Norwegian
Yes,
movies
yes.
became popular, didn't they? And
Yes,
that's-
absolutely. And
Like it's a kind of Santa's
it's
like a
based
mythical...
on like a mythical creature,
Yeah.
exactly. And even though you don't actually ever see him in the film,
Right.
it's
Krampus,
not. It's
isn't it?
Krampus,
It's like-
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
really
demon.
about him. But it's about the events that are going on in the town during Christmas, where all of these kids basically have just disappeared overnight, and it's kind of the moral of good kids behaving and bad kids being taken away. But it's also this relationship of the father-son who've just lost their mother, and like even on Christmas Day they've got like a few biscuits
Yeah.
and a hot drink.
Right.
You know, it's a really
all
minimalist
about-
Christmas.
it's
It's
all
not the
about their
commercialism because they're in
reindeer.
an isolated town,
Yeah.
it's all
and
about
their
the
reindeer farms, which have also just been completely eviscerated overnight as well. So it's a kind of Stranger Things-ish.
Yeah,
vibe
I was
to it
just
as well.
thinking that actually in my
Yes.
head. Like, yeah, that's
Uh,
cool.
but
I'll give that a look this year.
Really
actually.
well acted, really good pacing, and a lot of old man dicks,
Cock.
which Ian just couldn't
There was
handle
just
it. Couldn't take it.
It's all in slow motion as well. Bringing back nightmares.
Number 5 on the list is Lethal Weapon, the first
Yeah,
one.
Yes.
It opens with a Christmas song.
Totally.
It has a Christmas scene in
That
it.
shootout in the Christmas tree, like
Yeah,
you know when
yeah,
he
in
grabs
the
the guys,
Christmas
it's
park.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's hair is awesome in the film.
It is magical.
You know, he just wears that cap with authority. And Danny Glover, I mean, Danny Glover's kicking ass in that movie.
Yeah.
But Gary Busey,
1987
Gary
it was out.
Busey is a badass in that film too. That whole sequence with
Or he
the
lighter
wire.
under his arm.
Oh.
Yeah. the
Mr.
torture
Joshua,
sequence.
your left arm, please. Fuck you, old man, you kinky bitch. Like,
And, I mean, it was.
that fucking torture scene as well, where he's got the fucking electrode
The
on him and
electrode,
that.
yeah.
What
And the
came
water
first? I'm
dripping.
pretty sure it was Die Hard that came first. Die Hard
No,
came first.
no, Lethal Weapon. came
Die
out
Hard
before
was
that.
88,
What was Lethal Weapon?
87.
Ooh.
Nailed it.
So the whole change of having a film set at Christmas.
Yeah.
An action movie.
Yeah. a
Yeah.
badass
Straight action movie set at
movie.
Christmas.
Lethal Weapon did it first.
Yeah.
Lethal Die Hard the year after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 on the list. Now, this is for when I'm actually getting kind of a Christmassy feel. And I do remember this film from childhood, and I would still watch it again.
Alien vs Predator.
What?
Childhood.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, dude, it's my wife's favourite Christmas movie, so
Yeah,
invariably
I
it has
can
to be
understand
on
it.
every
Yeah, exactly.
year,
It's made it into my top 5, even still now.
Totally.
The Muppets.
It's a great
Just-
flick.
I fucking love Muppets.
And again, it's
It is a
it's
musical
a take.
as well.
It's a musical, but it's a take on a
Yeah,
classic
Christmas
tale.
Carol. Yeah,
So
yeah.
But this is the thing. We always have this argument when I'm talking to you and I'm talking about having review a film, which happens to be a musical. And Gary stands there like fucking Gandalf on the bridge, like, no, I will not review a film like
Does that make you the
Grease."
Balrog?
Basically, while I'm holding Grease. And then he sits there. Then he sits there going,
Fucking hell, why are
I
you
love
holding
Muppets.
Grease?
I love Muppets. It's a great musical. And I'm like, let's review Muppets. Let's review a musical.
It'd be hard to review any like Christmas movie without acknowledging the fact that most of them are musicals. To be honest, everyone's always fucking singing them, and I'm right.
Most of the Muppet films, yeah.
I think this is the only musical on my list.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, there's just a charm about the film.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Next one on the list, number 3 for me is Die Hard. It's not for me the choice Christmas film. It doesn't really always feel like Christmas in that film.
no, you got to be in the mood for it.
Do you know
I mean,
one
we
thing
reviewed
is
it as a Christmas
it
film.
harkens
Yeah.
back to a wonderful era, especially for me, where you could have a Christmas party in the office.
Smoking
I miss
indoors.
those. Smoke indoors,
Smoking
get
indoors.
wrecked, and just bang someone on a copier.
You could walk around with
Consensually.
you could tell who had the guns. It was definitely the bad guys back then. You know.
It's like, you're European.
And they were just after when terrorists were just after money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns into such a great video game sequences as well. Like when he's upstairs with the brother.
Hands.
Yeah.
No.
That was a guess.
And he turns on that machine.
Sven?
Sven.
Sounds about right.
Die Hard.
Gunter.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there to say? Well, we did a review on Die Hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
motherfucker.
we kind of
great, isn't
ran
it?
out of things to say because you can only say how awesome it is so many times.
It's true, yeah.
the most
But again, it's
amazing
just a great formula. It's
Yeah.
like cop on his own taking on a bunch of terrorists. I mean, even in 1988, it was tried and tested at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so
I mean,
it's great, and
yeah.
it's Bruce Willis carries that
At his
but
prime.
on his
At his
fucking
prime,
back
yeah.
in his
And
prime,
straight
and
transition from TV to film.
absolutely. You
And
know,
I suppose that's why it tops Lethal Weapon, because it is Bruce Willis on his own holding all that sequence. Where in Lethal Weapon you've got Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah.
but it's the buddy cop, it's the original buddy cop. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but that's why Die Hard does better, because Bruce Willis is holding the screen himself.
Don't you love as well? Is like if you went back now, like if you went on YouTube and watched the trailers for like Lethal Weapon, and
Yeah.
like,
How
you get
they
a very
sold 'em.
specific kind of trailer with that voiceover of like he's a cop in the wrong part of town.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. I love those old trailers. Man.
Yeah.
Great movie. Or it's always a double bill on Christmas Eve with
Yeah.
another movie which is probably on your list.
Die Hard 2, I think, was also a
Also,
Christmas
Die
one,
Hard
how
wasn't
can the
it?
I
same
was
shit
about
happen
to
to the
say
same guy twice?
Yeah.
The next year, and
Yeah.
sometimes I actually think Die Hard 2 is the superior.
It's a great sequel.
It was-
as an
it was
action
often-
movie,
it
it's
was often
probably
looked down on as the inferior one
Because-
for a lot of people for quite a while.
See, the thing is, a lot of people watched it and said, "Well, it's just a lot of the samey of the first one," and that at the
And there's that
time-
ridiculous ejection sequence from the crashing plane.
Yeah, but he's in a fucking
yeah, but
plane
if you
and
think about it,
loads
you
of
know,
grenades.
they got to do like one explosion in Die Hard, so they were probably
Yeah.
like, well, you know, we need
The
to
roof
up
of
the
the
ante.
building.
Exactly. Yeah.
when they're all on the skidoos as well, and they're driving around, he realizes they've all got blanks, you know, and he doesn't want to lose, so then he goes flying on the helicopter.
Yeah.
It actually just builds it up to bigger and better.
I might watch Die Hard 2, actually. See, I've not watched it. Well, I've got all of them at home.
Die
I
Hard
might
Vengeance is awesome.
I always liked the
Vengeance.
third one.
I
Yeah.
always liked it. It
Great
was
summer movie.
Yes, yeah,
totally
for
did.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, so number 2 on the list, Scrooged.
That's
Bill
the
Murray.
double bill.
That's the double bill, really.
Christmas
yeah.
Eve, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. I defy anyone to not just run the gamut of emotions in that movie, because Bill Murray
Yeah.
is phenomenal and so commanding, but that last 5 minutes
Yeah.
is beautiful. Just absolutely amazing.
When
isn't
the
it?
insanity is finally just
Oh
taken
my
him.
god! And you
Yeah.
can see he's
The
teared up doing
realization,
it, and
yeah.
you're like, "This is just pouring out of him." Like,
Yeah,
it's so
it
fucking
feels
good.
genuine at the end when he's a better person.
And hilarious.
Yeah.
And just, it's a great twist on Christmas Carol. It's a great twist on...
Santa Claus.
One of the others on your list as well. It's a great twist on... what was it? There's another one. No.
Scream?
No,
Rambo.
dickhead. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. Yeah, it's phenomenal. One of my favourite movies.
I love Scrooge every year. I've got to get everything done so that I can sit down Christmas Eve and watch Scrooge.
Jack Daniels in hand.
If I don't have Scrooge watched by the end of Christmas Eve,
it's just Christmas is not happening.
This is why the kids got to wake me up in the morning because I'm so hungover because I'm like, I stayed up to watch Scrooge. It's totally worth it.
Yeah,
Let's do Christmas.
For me, it was that kind of satire on when he's the TV chairman and they're afraid to show him the Christmas commercial, and he's just like, no, fuck it, we need guns and we need
acid rain.
Acid
rain. Yeah,
terrorism.
I was just
highway shooting.
every year, whenever I see that shit go up, I'm just like.
But it's like, I'm like, but that's not a satire anymore. That's
that's actual life.
That's like live TV right now. It's just devastating.
Lumpy. I love Lumpy.
Curtain rails.
Got all these knives, the knives that cut cans.
Yeah. Jinsu knives, yeah.
Oh, Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Well,
that's a brutal scene, though, isn't it? Where he's so sweet and innocent. His dad's like, "That's £5 of veal."
No, it's that moment where it's like, "Good night, Frankie, baby. Good night, Mama."
Yeah. Oh. Ouch.
Yeah. It's
right in the heart.
Yeah. So, can you guess my number one Christmas movie?
Batman Returns.
Nope. Nice try, though.
Jaws of Revenge.
Yes. Jaws the Revenge, my number one. What the fucking Gremlins.
Oh, wait.
Gremlins.
It had to be Gremlins.
Great movie.
It's the film on this list that I've probably watched more than any other.
At Christmas?
At Christmas, almost every Christmas without fail. It's just the music's there, the scenery, that idyllic looking town.
It's a fucking snow globe.
Yeah,
isn't
totally.
It?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a snow globe that's being filmed.
Right, and of course Gremlins. So everything going wrong on Christmas.
My wife ruined it for me in a way as well. She just started pointing out. She never does this, but we were watching Gremlins. She started pointing out some real obvious things that I was just like, fuck. Like it went in the Big Bang where they did the Indiana Jones bit where they pointed out that everything would have gone the same way without Indiana Jones. He doesn't affect it in any way. Yeah. And they're like, oh man. She was like, we were watching Gremlins and they're like, the bit where they pop out of the water and then they start popping up and they walk through the snow.
It's water. Snow. Yeah.
I never clocked onto it and she was like, the fuck? They're walking through snow. And then
before I pointed it out. They're in the bar.
And they're throwing beer everywhere.
And they're chugging it. And you're watching their bellies inflating. I'm like, is it liquid?
Yeah.
Does it have to
be?
And
he says, don't give them anything to drink at the start.
Yeah. So, so there's potholes.
But apart from fucking ruining it,
it's
an amazing film.
It just has to be water.
And who didn't want a Mogwai as a kid?
Right, exactly.
That was
everyone got plushy toys.
I'd be so super responsible with
this. I really wanted one of those plushy toys.
Yeah, right.
I just recently watched South Park Imagination Land.
Yeah.
Mogwai turns up and that. I was like,
Imagination.
Yeah. So Gremlins number one Christmas film.
They have that, dude. So, I think that I would struggle to rate them in order of what's the best because I would just be more like I'm very strict on Christmas Eve of like I need to watch Die Hard and I need to watch Scrooge.
Yeah.
But there's certain ones that I'd watch all Christmas round.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just going to list off some of the other ones that I haven't seen. Starting with A Wonderful Life. 1946 was when it came
James
out.
Stewart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
James Stewart. Yeah. Jimmy Smits another guy.
It's such that film is so beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And the tale is just the tale is just it's not tropey then because then it was an original idea. And then with the way it just wholly works telling the backstory leading up to present day and then before you know it you're already at the end. But you kind of have to watch it when you're wanting a Christmassy movie.
Yeah.
Because by the end of it, Christmas is in your face. Somebody's got a bell, like ding,
ding, just got dings.
Buy some presents, motherfucker. Commercial.
This is a film that I saw once and will never go near again. And if somebody's playing it over Christmas, I will leave the room. Elf.
I knew you were going to say Elf.
Elf from 2003. What a fucking
It's
monstrosity.
got James Caan as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Caan is in it. Yeah, and not the only Christmas
Why
movie
is it
he's
a
in.
monstrosity?
Because it was devoid of humour and life.
It's fucking hilarious,
It's
dude.
not hilarious at all.
He
It was
jumps to put
fucking
the thing on the top of the
Brian
tree.
and
That's fucking genius.
You hate Will Ferrell, don't you,
You
guys?
do, yeah.
You do hate Will Ferrell.
I've enjoyed him once or twice.
I
in
will
some
give, I will
films.
give you this without, because I like Elf.
Yeah.
But I, as much as I like it, and I'm like, it's a great Christmas movie. I don't see why it is elevated past all those other movies you just said, because it is now become. I mean, it's literally in our theater right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a stage show. A little while ago, Sky, a few years back, bought the fucking rights to it, so you couldn't even watch it unless you bought Sky Cinema, or
Right.
like everyone else. You were like, I got a fucking
network.
DVD, bitch.
Right.
But yeah, as much I enjoy it, but yeah, I don't know why it's elevated past movies like Home Alone, National Lampoons, or anything, unless it's the marketing
Because-
machine at work. But
Possibly, yeah.
we've
Because-
just been
because
told
it's-
that's the ultimate
yeah.
Christmas movie. But it's great. But yeah, I don't see why it is held in such high regard.
Because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
see Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, and Home Alone as Christmas movies.
It's a generational
People
thing,
well,
I guess.
Christmas is just in the background. Elf comes along and just fucking ejaculates
Hot
Christmas.
Christmas.
all over.
Shoots hot
Yeah.
Christmas all over your face.
Marshmallow balls
egg-
all over your
Oh,
face.
Eggnog on
Just
your
like-
chin.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah, you
and-
can't get it off.
and you can't get off, but you love all the taste of it as well. Will Ferrell is like laughing, and you just
Holding
by
his
the
candy
end of
cane.
it, Christmas is done. You are overdosed on Christmas, and that's how they're able to market it.
Well, that's what that film is an overdose of Christmas.
Overdose Christmas, yeah.
A Christmas Story from 1983. I've
Which
seen
I've
it.
seen it.
Which one's
I haven't
that?
seen it.
Isn't
Isn't that the one with the 3 Norwegian children? And
I'm
they
just
find a
waiting for
sled.
Ian writes a Christmas
They
Story.
find a sled, right? And the sled has
It's sentient.
yeah, and it has it on the back of goldfish. Goldfish grants 3 wishes. What's it about?
I don't think I've seen that one.
No.
No, I can't remember what it's about either.
What's
Like I
it-
said, I put it on the list as
Because you've not seen it.
I've not seen it. Yeah, and so-
Yeah, right. And
Love Actually from 2003.
Yeah, I had
I've
to watch
seen
that
it,
recently
seen it.
because my wife wanted to watch it.
yes, that is the ultimate chick flick.
I know you wanted to review it at one point. You suggested
It's a
it.
good Christmas film, and the fact it's got fucking
It is star-studded.
it's
Yes,
got
Absolutely
Rick in it.
star-studded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rick's in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't have Christmas, Rick. Yeah.
It amazes me. That,
And he's a dick in it though as well.
No,
He's a
he's
complete
in it.
fucking prick in that movie.
yeah.
Like he's literally just pawning after his best mate's girlfriend, wife even, because he was best man at their wedding.
Yeah. But then
Damn.
he tells her. But then he tells her that he loves her, but he's okay with that. Oh no, she kisses him, doesn't she?
Yeah, they're both shit cunts.
Shit.
That's where I've seen it.
But
once,
the kids
around time
adore
it
it.
came out,
Oh,
so-
actually, I've just remembered something.
Is this
Okay.
about the Christmas Story movie?
Right,
All
Yeah.
this is going to involve film stars, Christmas, and it's
You
going
say
to be.
Kevin
It's gonna
Spacey, I'm
be
going to punch you in the fucking head.
it's teetering
Oh, no.
on Kevin Spit.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Spacey. Sorry.
Not Kevin Smith. Please, never Kevin
Did you
Smith.
hear about Ewan McGregor?
In respect to...
Him being caught making out with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and cheating on behind his wife's back.
Who's Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
The bitch.
She was-
no, sorry,
The
pardon.
bitch.
The
Wow!
sorry, the actress from the Thing prequel, and 10
okay.
Cloverfield Lane, and
Oh,
Scott
okay.
Pilgrim.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. So
that happened.
She was in
they
Scott
were
Pilgrim,
they
you're
were
right,
caught, and Ewan McGregor was caught making out with this woman behind his wife's back. So, big hoo ha about it, and
But it was consensual.
I believe
This
so.
is why I've not heard about it.
I believe
because
so.
it was consensual.
Yeah, it was consensual, but he's been caught cheating behind his wife's back. Anyway, he was doing an advert for a well-known company, high street company, for a Christmas advert. The Christmas advert involved about these 2 people who met on a train. A shoe was lost, and hashtags were all sent around through social media for them to get back together. And it was a whole big love story. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, how can Ewan McGregor narrate to me this love story through this advert after being found out to be cheating behind his wife's back with his co-star?
Well, I'm assuming they filmed it before he was caught.
Right.
Over Christmas. as
It's not
well.
like the director of the advert saw the story and went, do you know who I want for this? Ewan fucking McGregor.
He knows about Christmas.
Get Obi-Wan Kenobi's ass in here now.
He knows about Christmas and love. Damn.
Thanks for that, dude.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Halloween movie.
1993.
Yeah, I was thinking this as well.
Halloween movie.
But he goes around at
Yeah, the
Christmas.
clues in the song, This Is Halloween.
Yeah, but it's Christmas time that he goes
Yeah,
around,
I know there's an argument before, but I mean, yeah, it'll get watched in my house at Christmas. I'm not a big
Halloween.
fan personally, and at Halloween. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
He wants to create a new Halloween
January.
over the Christmas period,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, right. So it's a Halloween movie based at Christmas.
I've never. Do you know what's funny though? Is like I've never watched it, even though it's been on in my house constantly. That's one where I'll just be like,
I've seen
seriously?
it
I
in
thought you'd
two
seen it like,
halves.
yeah,
oh, it's been on about a million times. I've just never fucking watched it.
great animation.
Yeah,
Amazing
that was the only
animation.
reason why I kind of was watching it, just because the main skeleton sort of character was just popping up everywhere.
It's
That's a marketing
transcended-
machine,
exactly,
isn't it? It's like
yeah.
it's everywhere,
It's
and it
like-
has become part of the culture.
It's
Right.
like watching the Muppets Christmas Carol. You know,
Yeah.
it's those amazing directions of all those puppeteers and all those
yeah.
faces they
Yeah.
go through. The fact that it's set around at Christmas, it's just as good as Die Hard.
Miracle on 34th Street
Which
from
one? Then?
1947.
Oh.
Not seen it. Seen the Attenborough one, obviously.
The original one is good, but slightly slow compared to Attenborough. Attenborough does kind of rock his scenes,
Yeah.
but that's got all the grandeur and the remake style.
Yeah.
You know,
Matilda's in it.
Matilda's in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There's the whole question if he is still Santa Claus. They should remake it and bring in Elf as his defending lawyer.
As one of the witnesses, so we can be like, I know him! Santa!
Yeah.
The Polar Express from 2004.
Oh, that kid's dead all the way through the movie. I'm just going to tell you this now. It's a near-death experience.
Is that your theory?
That's my theory.
Is that your theory?
I told that to one of the girls, and where she's like, "You fucking ruined Christmas," and I'm like, "Whatever." He lives at the end. It's a near-death experience. He takes him back to his bed.
Wow.
Tom Hanks is Charon. He's shepherding
yeah.
his soul across the river Styx.
The whole film.
Shit. Imagine that'd be terrifying if you die.
That-
And the
no,
first
that-
thing you see is Tom Hanks.
That theory explains everything, because when I watched that film, it didn't do anything to me, and when the film finished, I was just like,
What did you
Like,
want
what
it
was
to
all-
do to you, Kevin Spacey?
to make what? I wanted it to touch me inside.
Nope. I'm tapping out
So
now.
that I
I'm
could get
tapping
the
out now.
feels.
I wanted to feel it inside.
How about?
I wanted it to make me feel like Christmas.
But
But
it
good
didn't do
movie.
It just
Good movie.
it
I
was,
liked it,
no,
though.
it would just looked impressive because it was, it
At
looked
the
like
t-
Tom
at
Hanks
the
in the
top-
film.
At the time, what year?
2008?
You got to think
2004.
how.
2004.
So for
This
the
is
time,
just after CGI.
fully
and it was,
CG movie.
Yeah.
And at the time, I remember watching the trailer, and when Tom Hanks rocks up, you're like, "Fuck, that
Fuck,
really
that
does
looks
look like Tom Hanks." you know?
Yeah.
And he plays multiple characters in it as well. Like he's
Yeah.
the dude on top of the train as well.
That's right,
Who
yeah.
imaginatively looks like Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's parts of it. It's quite visceral to a point.
Yeah.
Like, it's very like lots of close-ups and stuff where it's like you really get and they make them look very real. So every little
Yeah.
blemish of the skin is
Yeah.
For
visible.
the kids, it blows kids' minds.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just gonna say stop there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Next film.
A Charlie Brown Christmas special from 1965.
Peanuts, classic.
Love Charlie
Absolutely,
Brown.
Peanuts. Yes.
It's one of those where it's like I don't think it's quite as big over here in America. It's like it's fucking absolutely ingrained in the culture, isn't it?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
it was
God.
just lucky to catch it on TV over here.
Michael Bay
What?
Peanuts movie at Christmas. That'd be amazing.
Well, they remade it was it last year?
I think so. Yeah.
It was last year, wasn't it?
I can't remember if I watched it or not.
A lot of explosions.
I didn't. I was going to take the kid, but she wanted to watch like Moana instead, and I was like really glad I watched Moana because it's amazing.
Fair. But yeah, the Christmas special, absolutely.
Brilliant,
Dr. Seuss and How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
genius. The Jim Carrey one's phenomenal. I
I've
love
never
it.
seen it.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I like Jim
because
Carrey,
he
but
just
I saw
goes
him in
off
that
the
suit,
wall.
and I was like, I saw him in the mask.
Watch it
I was
now
like-
because he's gone so crazy lately that it's worth going back and watching stuff before he just turns you off from him completely.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he's great. It's a Ron Howard movie
If
as
you
well.
want,
and
if
it's,
you want a good Christmas movie, that's another overdose of Christmas. I'd say that's better than Elf.
yeah. Oh, it's way better enough. But
Yeah.
also, it's one of those movies that you watch and the kids love it, but there's so many adult jokes in it that that it keeps you can watch it
Yeah.
with any age group. There's loads of jokes where the kids are like, oh, it's just funny because he's green and saying things, but you're like, what he said was actually really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good movie.
Okay, may have convinced me to actually.
It's
watch
worth
it.
checking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then watch Die Hard.
Oh, and also what's fucked up is the little girl in it is, I've forgotten her name right now, but she grew up to be the lead singer of the Pretty Reckless.
The Pretty Reckless?
Just YouTube it, dude.
Really?
Oh man.
Is it bad?
Oh, it's a struggle to watch The Grinch sometimes because I'm like, I know what you're going to grow up into.
Is it Kevin Spacey bad?
I'm going to knock you out.
Drop it in.
No, because I only look at her that way in the videos of Pretty Reckless when she's in her 20s.
Right, okay, sorry. Is it 1983 Michael Jackson bad?
Carry on with your list, I'm not talking about it.
Now, this is a film that I didn't like when I first saw it, and then when everyone goes, yeah, let's watch this for Christmas, I'm just like, please don't.
What?
Please don't. Jingle All the Way from 1996. I hate it.
Big Show's in that movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
That film's amazing.
I hated it.
I love Sinbad. Sinbad is fucking awesome. The cop who burns his hands.
There are some fucking one-liners in that movie, aren't there? It's turbo time.
Yeah, it's turbo time.
Mate.
Get out of the way.
I think it was just the same fact that I just couldn't see Arnold Schwarzenegger in these films. Like, I didn't like Kindergarten Cop.
When he knocks a reindeer out, it totally reminds you of Conan when he punches a camel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just couldn't stand seeing him in these kid-friendly films.
Oh, it was a paycheck movie, don't get me wrong.
Wow,
yeah.
But again, it's become quite cult and, you know,
when the neighbour is trying to get after his wife as well, that's quite creepy.
You are waiting for him to just fucking knock him out, aren't you? Because he is a right slime ball.
Yeah, but she gets the chance to smack him.
Yeah. Also, to be fair as well, I'm watching it, and his kid is like, there's a point where he does go off at his kid, where he's like, because the whole premise is he's trying to get the big toy at Christmas, and he's left it too late, and his kid goes on about it so much, and like, you know, he's got this big house, he's quite a successful guy, he's a bit of a workaholic, so you know, and that plays into it about his relationship, but you're like watching it, and the kid's like, basically like, but if you don't get me this Turbo Man, I'm like, you spoiled little shitbag, right? Shut the fuck up, like, you know.
Harsh, man, harsh. You should have already picked it up.
Nah, mate.
Yeah, totally. He should have been there weeks before. He should know.
This is like the fucking 90s, dude. It wasn't like you could just Amazon Prime it like fucking months before, dude. Give him a break.
Yeah.
Sport fucking kid.
Man, when he's running down the street reciting the reindeer names.
Yeah, dude. I could run forever like this.
Sure.
I was an old decathlon athlete.
I'm pretty sure.
But I cannot remember the names.
I'm pretty sure there's a sequel.
There is a sequel. I've not seen it. He's not in it.
No.
And Sinbad probably not in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is Batman Returns. You mentioned it earlier.
Great Christmas movie. They try and kill a baby at the start of that
Returns.
fucking movie, dude.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I just remember the Army of Penguins.
Pee Wee Herman playing Cobblepot's dad as well is really funny because he came back in Gotham to play Cobblepot's dad.
Really?
Yeah, man. So you know the guy playing Penguin in Gotham in the second series, they bring his dad in, and it's fucking, I've forgotten the guy's name, but it's Pee Wee fucking Herman.
So how does Gotham fit in with the Batman Returns?
It doesn't. They just brought him back for nostalgia. It's like in Supergirl where they brought Terry Hatcher back, or Dean Cain was her dad. You know, it's like it was just that nostalgia.
Smallville
kick.
from Superman 3.
Yeah. Like Lana.
Man.
Yeah.
Lana comes
Man,
in.
I got another fucking story.
Oh,
Here we go.
yeah,
Dean Cain, yeah.
Who?
Dean Cain from
Superman from Superman and Lois.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
Forgotten
fucking
Superman.
Sabrina the Teenage
Sorry.
Witch, who's that's Melissa Joan Hart.
Well,
Right.
Oh, good.
They
call.
were in a Christmas movie I watched a couple of days ago called Broadcasting Christmas. It was so shit.
I was saying you were
Is that the review? Is it?
You were the only one who's being broadcast to.
But it was on in the background. I was doing some work. I was just like, yeah, let's see what this Christmas movie's about. And yeah, it was really bad.
Mistake.
That's why they're playing it in November.
Yeah.
You brought up Dean Cain, it just immediately popped back in my head.
And to be fair, I'm the first person to bring up Dean Cain in the last 10 years.
But yeah, sorry, Batman Returns. Batman Returns is absolutely awesome.
Good Christmas movie. It's referenced in Justice League as well.
The funny thing is, the argument
It
is
is.
they come up about...
Yeah. Well, it's in the trailer. It's not a spoiler, isn't it? Where he's like, I long for the days when the most boring thing we had to think about was exploding wind-up penguins.
Wow.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the argument used to come up that Batman was going around killing people.
He does kill people in that movie.
In Justice League.
No, in Batman Returns.
In Justice League, Batman Returns, in Batman...
But that was...
in Batman...
He kills people in most things, yeah.
But that was Burton's Batman. And that was one of the first kind of... alternate...
Bullshit!
Bullshit!
He killed a man in Batman vs Superman.
He killed loads of men in Batman v Superman.
Yeah,
exactly. So there's no
that's
argument.
why I'm
There's
saying
no
in Batman, he killed people. We blew up the entire factory.
But to be fair, in the two Burton movies, at no point does he say he doesn't kill people.
Yeah, Batman just fucking kills people.
And in BVS, when he start branding people, Alfred's like, new rules? He's like, fuck it, we've always been criminals.
Now, granted, Burton didn't really know that much about Batman. But if you were to look at some of the original Batman comics, I'm pretty sure
he couldn't just knock him out.
Batman did also kill
He
before he found his
he couldn't
gun.
just knock people out.
Yeah.
He had to fucking... if he was going to ride into a fucking drug base, on his own, he was going to
I
ride in
think
there
there's
on
a
style
point in
with
the
miniguns.
original shorts, when they played those original shorts in the cinemas back in the day. I think he shoots a dude in one of them, takes a gun off and just fucking shoots him. If I remember rightly, but yeah. But yeah, great Christmas movie, totally. Fucking Christopher Walken, like, wrapped up in a big bow.
Oh, Christopher Walken.
That's my shit, Christopher Walken impression.
I'm sorry, I haven't brought it up yet. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
She rocks that Catwoman suit.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She's just so much better.
So there was a pause there where we all just went mental.
Do you want us to leave the room?
Well, I immediately shot to Halle Berry Catwoman. I'm trying to obviously get back from there before I go too deep. It's bad, but the whole playoff between Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Christopher Walken, Michael Keaton, it's awesome.
Danny DeVito was amazing in that movie, isn't he?
Next one is Black Christmas from 1974.
Is that that killer movie?
Like Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
that one.
I haven't seen it either, and it's the one that everyone says was.
And they did a remake.
Yeah,
they did a remake as well. Actually, not too long ago. I'm sure they did a Black Christmas.
I think it's supposed to be like
Scream,
Michael Myers, where the guy's just sneaking around in a mask, stabbing them up.
Spoilers: this is the guy dressed as Santa Claus.
It's a Santa Claus, actually.
There's a fucking bit in there in the trailer where like all the girls are all fucking talking, and then it pans in, and he's fucking hid in the tree or something. I remember that. Was that
a predator?
like a predator? Yeah. That would be fucking class. Oh my god!
Just thermal vision these girls. It's like he could see their fears, hunting them down. Yeah.
Probably another great trailer.
So I'm just imagining the Predator Christmas special.
Can't be any worse than the Star Wars one.
They get gift wrapped shoulder cannons.
Shoot presents.
Santa Claus the movie, I think we mentioned already.
I love Santa
81
Claus
with John Lithgow and Dudley Moore.
Yeah,
probably the first Christmas movie I really remember watching. Actually, that like as a kid, I remember we had the fucking video and stuff. It came on TV, and because I remember like his wife was in Keeping Up Appearances as like one of the slobby women in that, the slobby sisters. So I remember like latching onto that, like, oh, it's her and stuff, and
that always blew my mind, and that kind of ruined Christmas for me as well.
The
fact that she,
because then you see her in like a string vest in Keeping Up Appearances, like.
Okay, so where did the presents come from again?
Really good though, that kind of like Lithgow playing that like evil corporate executive who's like, there's a bit where he's in court and it's like, how can you say these toys are safe for children, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's totally fine, it's a teddy bear. And they pull his head off and shake it and like a fucking toolbox falls out of it. And it's like, dude, that's not even like mismanagement in a factory. Someone's done that. Put a fucking knife in it.
I don't want to seem harsh, right? I don't want to seem harsh.
Oh, now you're going to stop?
I don't want to seem harsh. Okay?
No, Ian, go right ahead.
But I love Santa Claus, the movie. I watched it since I was a kid. It kind of cemented Christmas Eve for me. And then I got older.
Yeah, I would say that.
I got older and Christmas presents... Well, Christmas presents developed, shall we say.
Christmas peasants.
When I was a kid, I would have loved that stuff that they made. You see them, you see the elves
making the classic toys.
Making the toys.
Now it's the shit I don't buy in the markets.
Yeah, exactly. They put all these wheels together, right? And then as I grew older and I watched the toys start break apart, I'm like, fuck you, Santa. Where's my PlayStation? Where's my N64?
No, I'm like, give me the fucking candy canes that make you fly.
Yeah, exactly. I want those
Lithgow's a genius, dude. Yeah, good fact. You should wear it, Gary. You should.
Last film that I put on the list, and this is one that I don't always watch because it's kind of depressing.
Okay.
The Snowman.
1982.
It literally, whenever I hear it,
I don't think I've ever really watched it.
It's only like
it's like a TV special. Isn't it?
It's like 30 minutes long, but I mean it's a short film.
The Snow Dog makes me cry.
But whenever it comes on, it immediately just makes me go, it's Christmas. The snow. And even though we don't get snow that much down here, we get snow in like February or March.
Man, up on the moors.
No, when we get snow down here, it's like 30 days of night. Everyone runs to a fucking bed just in case the shit comes out.
Yeah.
But no, is there any other Christmas films other than Jaws the Revenge that...
Oh, man,
Santa's Sleigh.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg as a Norse Santa that comes to a town called Hell to chase down a fucking rogue angel.
I've never
That's
seen
the
it.
most metal
never
fucking
seen it.
I've seen
Christmas
clips
movie
of it.
ever.
I'm pretty
Jimmy
sure.
Caan's in that.
Yeah.
That's 2 Christmas movies in.
I'm pretty sure we used clips of Santa sleighs in a
You know-
review somewhere,
Oh, it's great.
and that's the only footage for it I've ever seen.
We had Krampus.
You
as
bought
well.
you bought Santa Slays a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I
and
bought
you
the
were just
DVD.
like, yeah, you were just like, we need to watch this. It's got Bill Goldberg in it, and I was sold.
Yeah.
Straight away.
The idea
It was
of
like
Bill
these
Goldberg as
wrestlers
Santa Claus.
started acting. It
I'm
was
just
like
like-
a
Yeah, and I think that's what actually started the horror franchise coming back up right now. We do Krampus.
See no evil.
Now we do fucking Rare
Rare
Exports
Exports.
as well.
Yeah, it's definitely one.
Long Kiss Goodnight
That's a Christmas movie.
with
yeah.
Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson.
I haven't seen it.
Never seen
I've
her.
not
seen it
Gina
in a
long
Davis
time,
she's a secret agent.
Fucking blonde wig and a catsuit.
assassin who's lost her memory, and she's given birth to her daughter and starts to regain her memory and realizes that she starts to uncover this terrorist plot against America. But the back and forth between her and Samuel Jackson is fucking Samuel Jackson.
He says motherfucker a lot.
Hopefully he's not on the list.
And
Oh.
it's motherfucking Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, right.
there's so
Hogfab
many-
is one that I watch as well. You know the Discworld, the 2-part special?
Yeah,
Yeah, we love that one at Christmas. Me and Donna sit down and watch
Yeah.
that one, like get some food on and watch that. That's phenomenal, that one. Really enjoy it. That makes me feel very Christmassy, actually, Hogfabber.
There's always
Brilliant.
2 films that used to be on almost every Christmas Day or Boxing Day, and it would be
James
the
Bond.
Wizard of Oz
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
and
Yeah, that's
Oliver
interesting.
Twist.
There's
Yes, Oliver
there's
Twist as well.
definitely a group of movies that aren't about Christmas,
Christmas.
but are Christmas movies.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Two different categories.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that isn't it interesting that you've
That
got,
they
like
come
you
on
said, that
TV
they
or
put them on.
broadcast.
And I don't know if it's
Yeah.
just let's put something so fantastic on. Like, surprise, Lord of the Rings probably feels in that category.
Yeah.
I guarantee you fucking
It's-
turn on
because
TV,
it was
Lord of the
because
Rings
they
would be on
released
Christmas
at
Day.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, it's mainly also to fill up the slots because nobody's supposed to be working, but they've still got to keep the TV channels going. So they need
Yeah,
something to
just
fill
press the
the
button
slots.
for 3 hours. Right,
Yeah.
let's get back to
Just
the
play the
party.
back-
And we don't.
Catalog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just get back to the wine. We don't want to be calling anybody up and asking for copyright to show their shit. So we're just gonna stick. Yeah, we're just gonna stick the Hobbit movies on.
Office Christmas
That's
Party is one I watched recently, and that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, with Jan
TJ Miller,
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, Jason Bateman, just fucking class.
I think
Harold and Kumar,
Howard
Yeah,
and Kumar
yeah,
Christmas
yeah,
special.
that's a good one as well. That one of the first movies when 3D came out as well, so they started ripping into 3D, didn't they? Like they go out of their way
To
do shit that
for the 3D.
yeah, and
Friday After Next.
it's a fucking Christmas movie. You're right,
it's a
yeah.
Christmas movie.
Got robbed by Santa Claus the other day. Called her a ho 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 and kept on running.
Oh man, I love that trilogy.
I'm
And
gonna watch that. Yeah,
the little party at the end,
kicking party.
and then try and cruise Santa Claus up on top of the chimney.
Beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
There's so many on that list. Like I said, we already did Die Hard 2 and Jaws of Revenge. Even though Christmas is just like sideshowed into it,
Yeah.
I'm like,
But it's like there's that first death in the film when they're singing the Christmas carol.
Yeah.
And he's being torn
Yeah.
apart and screaming for his life. One of the most prolonged shark attack kills in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
And this Christmas carol being sung by carolers in the background.
I tell you what.
and then the rest of the film is shit.
Do you know what is something other than like Christmas movies that I absolutely adore at Christmas is Christmas specials of TV shows.
Absolutely.
So Only Fools and a lot of English ones as well. Only Fools
Yeah.
and Horses.
Yeah.
Father Ted.
yeah.
Father Ted.
Christmas special.
Yeah.
The bottom episode at Christmas.
Yeah.
All these
yeah.
different comedies.
Yeah.
Vicar of Dibley. I'll watch the shit out of the Vicar of
Doctor
Dibley when
Who
she's
Christmas special.
when Vicar of Dibley's got to eat 4 Christmas dinners in one go. I'm like, this is gold. Like, this is so
Yeah.
funny. So I really like Christmas episodes of like, even if you go through like you go through all the Family Guy seasons. There's like one every season, isn't
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
stuff. American
Yeah.
Dad and
all the
South Park.
episodes.
Well, everything looks Christmassy in
all
South
the
Park.
all the Raw is War Christmas specials.
Oh, dude, that's a good point. Raw's on Christmas Day this year.
Really?
Yeah, poor fuckers have got to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
It falls on a Monday, so
Yeah.
they're working Christmas Day.
Double
So there's going to
pay
be a
as well.
Christmas episode of Raw, which I can't wait for.
I guess it
Wow.
happens every 7 years then.
I've just
Yeah.
had the craziest idea. Right? What if?
Don't put someone from wrestling on the list.
No.
Not the list of Jericho.
Yeah.
Your list.
No. Imagine if The Shining was a Christmas movie. And in the big hall, right, there's just a massive Christmas tree and you see Danny like riding around on his bike. You know,
His
all-
new bike that he got that morning.
They go for Christmas. And then the kids are in the corridor, they're like, play with us, Daddy, it's
He's
Christmas.
like, yeah, and he's like, fuck you, I just got my new bike. Move.
Yeah, that'd be fucking terrifying. The Shining at Christmas.
But basically, what you're just describing, though, Ian, is just superimposing Christmas into The Shining. Just sort of like, like the digital reanimations of Star Wars, where you've just got random creatures around. You're just like, put a fucking tree there and some baubles hanging out and fucking... When she's got the bat on the stairs, make her jump her Christmas Eve.
Turn that stick into a candy cane.
Yeah. Give me the cane. Get back!
The rules dictate the movie has to be based around Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, there's certain, like you said, there's a lot of movies. Harry Potter movies are Christmassy because for the first initial ones before it all goes tits, Christmas happens in every movie.
Christmas happens,
and like my wife loves them. She watches them all at Christmas and stuff, and a lot of them again.
Even though it's only Christmas, even though it's only brief, you can still say
Star Wars is one of my Christmas traditions, like I said.
Does anybody still watch the Star Wars Christmas special?
No one who's a fan.
No.
What a phone-in that was, wasn't it?
Right.
So Harrison Ford I've never seen someone so, I don't want to be here.
But contracted
Please
to this.
Stop.
Oh my.
Oh my god. Some of the most the laziestly delivered dialogue you've ever heard in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like
what was this?
The Star Wars Christmas special, 1970 something.
One.
Oh my god.
I thought we were talking about most recent one.
No.
I almost think that they should redo it to make amends. Or take the piss out of it by have them like a Saturday Night Live sketch where they do oh fucking and get Harrison Ford back for it.
Is it too early without Carrie Fisher?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in The Last Jedi, so
I watched.
It's gonna be
maybe we've got
that trailer until I went to see Justice League as well.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I watched the trailer, and when you see he's flying towards her, I didn't
and all
get
the
it.
rockets. She's gonna die. The character's going to die. I think in the new Star Wars film.
Really? At some point. Wow. Even if it's not in this one,
they've already said they're not going to CGI kind of have an animation of her in the films,
which surprised me considering how well they did with Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
Well, it got a lot of backlash.
It was so fucking good
because of
a better performance than he gave
because of the backlash of Princess Leia passing at that time.
Well, I guess, but no, because because it.
I think it's the fact that the actors now can sign a waiver which says you cannot
resurrect
reproduce me. Whereas actors that have long passed away, there's no way they can sign.
I'd be so stoked with that if
to know that you're going to be acting forever.
Yeah, even if it was like
it's
porn.
like what happens
when
Tom Hanks, touch wood, Tom Hanks passes away. No more new Tom Hanks movies. But then somebody goes, but I've got a film. I want Tom Hanks in it.
I've just had another crazy idea.
Oh God! Tom Hanks is not on the list.
No way.
Imagine, right? DNA cloning.
Oh, fuck.
Like, so for example, they brought back Peter Cushing, grew him, brought him back to his age. Right, grew him.
Put him in that tub that Darth's in Rogue One.
Got him to sign the waiver that they could use his digital form. So it's shot in the face. And then brought back his digital form.
Do you not think that someone would be like, do you know what, for all the effort we went through, we could have just let him act.
Right.
And told people it was digital so they didn't know what abomination we created. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, God.
That's why it's such a great idea.
I'm bringing this Christmas section to an end, but don't worry, we're going to be continuing to talk about Christmas and some of the Christmas related questions in part 3.
I don't think we should let him.
I'm going to try and let Ian recover. Get some air, Ian, get some air.
Peter Cushing.
Oh my God. And welcome back to the third part of the podcast where we'll be answering your questions.
Yes, I fucking love the Q&A
I love this section.
It's where I get to let loose.
I hope no one
Now you
I
get
get
to let loose.
I was going to say, because you've been so reserved all night.
Sometimes you got held back a bit, aren't you?
So first question's from Toby Kirkby.
Hey, Toby.
What up, T?
Ask anything, ? Okay. Number 1. What is your favourite cheese?
Red Leicester.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wrote it down. Red Leicester, my favourite cheese too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
It's fucking awesome cheese.
No, smoked cheese.
Smoked cheese?
Yeah, like any kind of smoked cheese.
Yeah, I do like. Is it apple?
Apple with smoked cheese.
Smoked
is
cheese,
nice.
Yeah.
Like Danish though. I like Danish smoked cheese. That's the bomb. And it's Christmas soon, so I'll be eating all of it.
Yeah. That's definitely, yeah. Question 2.
What a great fucking question, by the way. That's a fucking real question. Like, what kind of cheese do you like? I'll talk to you, mate. We're on the same wavelength.
The audience has been quite reserved, which I've been noticing. But when he said, "What's your favourite cheese?" I'm like, personal.
Top man.
Yeah. No, but yeah, the smoked cheese, especially over Christmas, that is one of my main setups. Get some crackers, cheese, ham, pate, yes.
Why are we overweight again?
Pickled onions. It's come.
Let's fucking wrap this up and get some food.
Question 2, completely unrelated to cheese, or maybe not.
Okay.
Would Kylo being redeemed at the end of the new Star Wars trilogy be a cop-out of George Lucas' proportions?
No.
And my answer to that is fuck yes, it would be a cop-out, because he killed Han Solo.
Yeah, he can't be
redeemed. No redemption. No, there's no redemption for killing Han Solo.
But it might be a swerve that they throw in to go, like... I mean, well, in a way, no, not redeeming him would be the swerve, because they essentially redeemed Darth Vader.
Right.
And there's
but the
been
thing
that
is,
criticism
it's
it's just like the same one.
It repeats.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with Star Wars. It's just history repeating itself over and over again.
Super cool.
Yeah. Would you rather have Kylo die in a lightsaber battle or crash inside a ship?
Lightsabers all the way every time.
No, but I mean, like if
everything's better with
somebody
lightsabers.
like he's
personally
chasing
has
down
to
the
cut him
Millennium
down.
Falcon and he is fucking
Just gets shot by a random turret.
We've seen so many people die from like a lightsaber. I think crash every now and again.
They're going to give him an epic death if they give him one.
Someone was talking about Chewie doing it. I saw that when they said about Chewie.
Did
you ever see that cartoon that someone put out after Episode 7 where it was you know where Chewie shoots him after he kills Solo, right?
Yeah.
He hits him in the gut, doesn't he? There's it's a cartoon panel and you see Chewie lines him up and he's aiming at his head.
But he decides
and then you see a flashback where he's bouncing him on his knee and reading him a story, and then he moves it and shoots him in the gut instead. And I was like, "Oh, that was incredible!" Like, it's just a fan-made thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. There's just so much gap in the story. Yeah, it's a nice idea.
Yep. But no, he can't be redeemed.
No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Second question's from Craig Hall.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Craig.
Best Xmas movie. Die Hard versus Lethal Weapon. Discuss. We kind of did.
Yeah, we kind
of
did.
They're both up there, but
better.
I think Die Hard wins.
Yeah.
I think Lethal Weapon reminds you it's Christmas more than Die Hard does.
Yes.
No, Die Hard does it really subtly in the background.
It does it with the
music.
music. Sometimes
exactly
I forget until the very end credits music comes on.
It's
like,
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis holds all the screen to himself, where in Lethal Weapon you get the balance of Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah, which is just as good.
Which is just as good. But he carries that movie on his own, and it's still fucking awesome.
No, I would say the villain is also just as important in Die Hard.
I agree with that. So Rickman just
that's it.
Awesome,
Lethal Weapons and Lethal Weapons Big Boss is good, but Gary Busey's character is better.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Where Alan Rickman is just fucking
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Bushy.
Gary Busey.
Said it, and my brain was like, that wasn't right.
Busey, you know.
Hope you all chaps have a wonderful Christmas. It's been a fantastic year of podcasts and reviews. Many thanks for the entertainment.
Merry Christmas, Craig.
Yeah.
Expand your mind, Craig.
Jack Hawkins.
Hey, Jack.
What up?
Hey, boys. Really enjoyed the last podcast. Great work as always. I have a Christmas tradition of watching the movie Santa's Sleigh with
Yes.
Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if either of you had seen it, and if so, thoughts.
Andy, have you seen that Santa's Sleigh?
Yes. Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, we talked about it before, like you said, but yeah, it's funny, and it did, like you said, the sort of like rein in that starting like the horror thing going again.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes of that movie where he walks into that room while they're eating turkey.
Fucking makes no sense as well for the rest of the movie. It meant nothing.
He kills
has
everybody.
nothing to do with anything.
No, it means that he's a fucking deranged killer.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Can can't satisfy his wife apparently.
Yeah.
There's the takeaway.
Bill Goldberg.
But yeah, great. Favourite bit of that has to be for Noe, where he's chasing the kids through the library and he gets a giant Christmas bauble and pulls a pin out like it's a grenade and throws it, and it's a smoke bomb. That was fucking class.
I've seen that from the ages.
Next question, which is not really a question, is from Neil Winslow.
What do you say about Christmas traditions as well?
Second question. Oh, it was just his Christmas tradition.
Oh, that's
Santa's Sleigh. He watches that every Christmas.
Nice.
So Neil Winslow.
Hey Neil.
Since it takes place during winter and in Antarctica, should
No.
John Carpenter's The Thing be considered a Christmas movie?
No.
I was
No.
like, but Ian, that
No.
kind of talks your logic somehow.
No.
Is it just because it's John Carpenter?
If you did it like I said about doing The Shining,
right?
Like
This
Christmas
is like
trees in
because
the
there's
background,
snow everywhere.
So we can't paste a bunch of Christmas trees
That would
into
be
the
the
thing?
ultimate Christmas movie. Oh my god! Oh my
Digitally remastered Christmas edition.
Should
of
just
The Thing.
put Kurt Russell, put a Santa hat on him. He's already got the beard.
Right, exactly.
man, imagine, like
Just the
Oh,
thing
shit,
just
here it
turns into elves.
Wait, he's on something.
So the Christmas trees, we superimpose Christmas trees all in the background and shit to make it really Christmassy.
Yeah.
But the Thing's special ability, right?
It's not dogs, it's
It
reindeers.
could only take
thinking
the
that.
form of Christmas themed decorations, and anybody wearing a Christmas jumper could be a thing. But the crazy thing is, this is a Christmas jumper party. So everyone's wearing one.
I was more thinking like when he defibrillates the guy, you know, when it breaks open, that's a big turkey.
No, and tinsel and glitter, baubles like ping. You're like ah. You see him fall back, and he's got red and green tinsel. Like,
Dude's convinced me. Totally works as a fucking Christmas movie.
only if you change it to Christmas. It's not set at Christmas.
How would you know?
Because
It could be fucking Christmas Day for all you know.
Because they
That's why
haven't.
they have the
Because they
Christmas jumper
haven't
party.
got any decorations in the background.
That's
Oh.
Digitally remastered.
yeah.
Next question's from Rene Rodriguez.
Hey, Renee.
What a great name.
Xmas orientated. What is the best or worst Christmas gift you've ever given or received?
Syphilis, both ways.
Wrong.
How?
Wrong.
Well, I got it and then I gave it to someone. No.
One night.
Wrong. Wrong. Oh man.
He also says, thank you guys so much for all the entertaining reviews and podcasts. It's been much needed with all the insanity going on this year.
Yeah.
Oh man. Worst
Worst
Christmas
gifts.
present I ever got.
Worst is this, Ian?
Okay, this is worse, right? I was 14 years old. And I got Junior Scrabble.
Can't spell.
No.
Fucking useless.
Bitch thing is, I can spell, right? I can spell real good. But when you open up this Junior Scrabble and you put the board down, you know how you got the normal Scrabble board? Green and red slots?
I get Scrabble.
Bonus
Yeah.
points and shit. This board had the words already spelled out.
So what was the aim of the game?
Well, the letters
Was to
would
find
go
the letters
down.
and
Are you
letters
sure
would
you
go
didn't
down.
get Are you sure you didn't get a jigsaw puzzle of Scrabble?
No.
And you just had the top of the box and you were like, this is fucking easy.
My parents actually got me Junior Scrabble.
Mine was, I remember getting, do you remember there was this old TV show called London's Burning about firefighters?
I remember.
Yeah.
I got the board game.
I remember.
Yeah, I got the fucking board game of that.
London
Wow.
Burning.
Yeah, it was
That
really
had a
got
board
that.
game.
Oh.
That'd be worth some shit, man.
Ironically, set it on fire.
It used to be London's Burning in the Bill.
Yeah,
And Casualty.
yes.
Casualty.
Were like the
That's
three.
still fucking going, isn't it?
Right.
Casualty.
What was yours? What was your worst gift?
The worst gift?
You'd be like, a baby brother.
No, I. Damn.
Okay,
No,
Jason, I love you, bro.
I would say it was a skateboard at a young age because I was terrible. I was terrible on a
There's
skateboard.
no Tony Hawk.
No, fuck no, I was no Tony Hawk.
I am no Tony Hawk.
I destroyed myself on a skateboard. Like, worst Christmas present ever. I love the idea.
Did
but,
you have the
yeah.
knee pads?
Afterwards.
Afterwards.
But
To
it wasn't-
mitigate
it was
injury.
knee pads, elbow pads,
No.
crash helmet.
So
I always wanted a skateboard, and then when I got one, and you had to wear that shit, I felt really fucking stupid, especially on my street.
Right.
Where I lived, it was
not very safety conscious.
not very safety conscious. And I hated it. I hated the skateboard, and then all of a sudden, everybody was brilliant on the skateboard, and I'm like, I'm going to go back. No, still shit. I'm still shit. So I've never gone back.
So what was? Did he ask best? as well?
Also best as
As
well
well,
that
what
you've
was-
given or and received.
Go on.
I think the best gifts are personal gifts, and at one point I was doing a lot of photography, and some of the best gifts I got some of the pictures that I'd done framed
Nice.
and gave to certain family members that had childhoods or nostalgia for the places of the pictures that I'd taken. So as far as I'm aware, they've still kept the pictures.
Nice.
So,
What
yeah.
about received?
received again from childhood, like, because that's when you kind of get the best presents, and it was an amazing present, which was a TV to have in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which I
Landmark moment.
Which I shared with my brother, along with a Sega Mega Drive.
Oh yeah, I can
And
remember
that was Christmas Day. It was like, Christmas dinner's ready. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Playing Altered Beast.
I think when I can still remember when I got my Mega Drive, is my mum and dad didn't wrap it. My mum had to go out to work in the morning on Christmas morning. I'd opened all my presents, and I was obviously had such a great time because I can remember not thinking, oh, I didn't get that Mega Drive I wanted. And my dad said, your mum's got to go to work, go grab her coat, and her coat was on the table, and I put it off, and the Mega Drive was under it. And I was like, oh! Like, yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Nice.
Skateboard.
No.
The worst and best.
And the thing is, my Christmas presents were really like blasé.
Like, were they?
Yeah, blasé. I use blasé usually because
It's all these parties.
I'm not entirely sure what age it was, because I was writing Christmas lists every year from like I can't remember when.
On his junior Scrabble board.
Long before Junior Scrabble. That's what I mean. I can spell, motherfucker. I go through that catalogue like I was a fucking scanner machine. I wanted everything. Everything.
Oh, you mean? Oh, are you talking like the Argos catalogue here?
Yeah,
The laminated book of dreams.
Down, and I never got anything that was on the list, so I'm not entirely sure what age it was that I realised. Hang on a minute.
I'm aiming too high.
I'm not gonna get some shit. I need to save up and buy some shit. But computer games. When I first got Turok 3.
Nice.
For Oblivion for the Nintendo 64, and on the same Christmas, the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
What were you, like 18 at the time when you got fucking Turok 3?
Turok 3, it was games were expensive.
Who got it for you?
My mum.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. I get the feeling that we'd been living in the flat that we shared at the time. Probably.
No, this was before.
Oh, okay.
This was
Just before.
Yeah, just before.
Fair play.
But
Good present.
yeah, games were expensive.
They were.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they still are.
Man,
Especially if they're EA games.
Right.
That's how poor I was. One year I got one year I got Dominoes.
Oh, wow.
Dominoes.
That's harsh. That is hard to feign interest in. Oh,
like,
wow.
Was it a themed
Christmas-
one or was it standard?
No, it was a fucking wooden box with the little black dominoes, like I was in fucking prison.
Did you get a box of patches?
This is
no,
why
sorry,
this is
so
why
sorry.
when you watch Santa Claus the movie and you see all those costumes, you're like, fuck you, Santa. Oh my god.
Fucking John McClane's got more shit than I have.
He had glass in his feet.
Alexander Kierig gives us the next question.
Hey, Alexander.
Tell us about your first unforgettable movie experience or movie scene as a child that you still remember to this day. And he also asks, maybe we can reenact it in video form?
Oh, that's...
That you're thinking in the future, Alex. In the future,
Alex,
when we have a studio
that's
space
quite personal,
and a multi-camera
You
setup, we will video record the podcast.
What the fuck is this? Irreversible? Chill out.
Oh.
What?
I'll be walking
How did
into
you
a
get
room.
to irreversible?
Man, I don't know. I've got images of fucking walking into a
recording
one
studio
day,
and you
recording
see
studio,
irreversible.
lights and a fucking plastic Mac on the floor, and Gary standing there like, "Hello, young."
This is your seat.
Well, you went dark, didn't you? Like,
Fucking hell.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So is that your
film
earliest film
memory?
recollection? It was irreversible.
Thus proving you've got no memory. Because that was like 10 years ago or something. But...
No, see, I remember the black hole. Disney's Black Hole.
Yeah.
Labyrinth.
Mm.
Labyrinth as a kid at Christmas
Yeah.
might be one, actually.
I think what made
It doesn't have to be Christmas related, but just
I guess
No,
we're on that
no,
path,
no,
but yeah, but that was still one of my
what
favorites,
made major impacts on me was watching films at a particular time, like on a Saturday night, ITV late night. It was fucking Terminator.
Karate
Yeah.
It
Kid.
was Alien.
When Karate Kid first came
Karate
on.
Kid would be on like BBC One at like 7, 8 o'clock. Oh shit! Disorderlies with the Fat Boys. That's a great film.
What?
We should review that.
I've never even heard of it.
Disorderlies. You never heard of the Fat Boys? The
No.
1980s rap group.
I've been called it, but...
The 1980s rap group. Marky D and two other guys. I can't remember what the names are. But they play these...
Fuck's sake.
The Fat Boys.
Thanks, man. You've been helpful.
I remember when I was younger, I went to a birthday party and somebody had that playing on the background because it was like the only videotape they had. I think they stole it.
It's a really vivid memory, yeah.
I've said before, my earliest ever film recollection is The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
So I just that's like my first memory of watching a film. From that, the things that have stuck with me after then, I tried to list them off, and like I'm trying to think of, as soon as I go from Jungle Book, it goes to horror movies, are the ones that are then just stuck with me, have become unforgettable sequences, like Jaws, like the Yellow Barrel sequence. And the speech that he gives kind of permanently stuck.
Indianapolis speech.
Terminator 2, the Hasta La Vista Baby, and shooting the T-1000. It was just like...
The dropship sequence from Aliens.
No, it wasn't the dropship sequence. For me, it was the generator room, the fucking first contact with the aliens. When she gets grabbed. Just like...
That's in the room with us, man!
Just like fucking unforgettable. You'll just never forget those moments. Those are the earliest ones that I can really think of. I also wrote down Hellraiser 2 as well. Just literally, yeah.
Okay.
Like that was the first kind of really gory, violent, over the top horror movie I think I'd ever seen that just made me reassess horror movies. So I saw it at a young age.
I watched Hellraiser when I had a TV in my room with 4 channels and clicked on to probably channel 4, I'm going to guess. And caught Hellraiser.
And you just sat there like, what the
fuck is this? This is not, a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
High Spirits was
with Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah, dude, High Spirits was badass. Peter O'Toole's and that fucking Liam Neeson's in that movie as well.
Liam Neeson's in that movie.
Class.
Yeah.
George Lee asks,
hey George.
What film do you recommend for perfect Christmas viewing? What was the first console or computer did you get for Christmas, and what games did you get for it?
Oh, great question.
So yeah, Gremlins, Scrooged, Die Hard.
Scrooge, Die Hard, Batman Returns. I was so poor I didn't really get computers at Christmas time.
Well, but what was your first one though?
Well, the first computer I had.
Domino's isn't a brand of computer.
Almost wasn't.
Even if you blue tack them to the screen.
But the weird thing was, I just had computers at random times. I got a PlayStation, one summer, and then had it at Christmas time. I had to wait until fucking Christmas till I got my memory card. That's taken away from me. 4 months I was waiting for that fucking card.
Damn.
Had to complete Resident Evil with my fucking eyes closed.
Without saving game.
Without saving game. Every night, turn on, play the same fucking bit.
I remember getting the Sinclair ZX Spectrum when I was a kid.
Yeah.
With the Bruce Lee game.
Yeah.
Fucking epic. So first game I ever completed as well.
Yeah.
First video game I ever
Did you
completed.
have the joystick with the red button?
Yeah, the joystick with the red button.
And then
How was you going to play that
and
fucking
you're just
game?
like, how are we going to get another one?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember getting the ZX Spectrum for Christmas, and Speed Kings, I think, was just a very simple bike racing game.
Yeah.
From there, I also remember Dizzy, getting that a little while
fucking
later.
egg.
Yeah.
That fucking egg.
And then there was
Zool.
a Scooby-Doo game, or 2 Scooby-Doo games. There was one where it was the whole Scooby Gang, and one where it was Scrappy-Doo.
Right on.
Yeah, old games. But again, I also remember the Mega Drive.
Gaming
Also,
Friday. We got to get them on Gaming Friday.
PlayStation 1 was a Christmas one. I remember I spent the whole day playing the Discworld game. It's like
Yeah.
a point and click. And I had some real longevity in it, that
Yeah.
game. And I was just in heaven playing that.
I think it was Worms for me.
Yeah,
the first
that
one.
was a good one.
Yeah.
My parents were good enough to get me a memory card with it because I was obviously
Yeah, I
spoiled.
didn't get one. I had to. It was
Fucking
I was
rich
very
motherfucker.
adamant. I was adamant though that I was like, it's almost more important than the game. You have to get a memory card.
Yeah.
I would have got a slap for that.
Yeah, but I'd have taken the punch for a memory card.
Yeah, true. That's true.
William Lowry.
Hey, William.
Questions? Sure thing. If Santa Claus was real and you could meet him,
Yeah.
what's the first thing you would say to him?
Why did you think Domino's would be a good present?
Well, William, I would just like to say to everybody out there, just in case you didn't know, I am Santa Claus.
What?
Do you want to know how
That dead air you hear is us
do
waiting.
you want to
for
know my
you.
theory? Right?
We really do.
It's because of your dad.
I realized many years ago that you can be Santa Claus. Santa Claus is just an idea, right?
Okay, Batman, keep going.
And every Christmas Eve, there's going to be a little child somewhere who's been walking around watching all the magic of Christmas build up. The fucking hearts warming. They're waiting for this fucking giant jolly red
helps
guy
if this child is
to come
yours.
along with a beard and fucking, put presents down there and say that he's a good boy. So when we had Dylan, I realised that, not the first Christmas, because first Christmas I didn't realise it, but the second and third, getting him into bed, wrapping the presents, getting him downstairs, thinking to myself...
It takes a couple of years for the kids to understand what Christmas
has
is.
Has he really been good this year? Or should I just drop coal in this motherfucker? That would save me 200 quid. We could just embargo the whole Christmas thing, but you know what? I'm gonna eat that mince pie. I'm gonna drink that motherfucking milk. I'm gonna put that carrot back in the fridge, because...
Get rid of your fucking salad.
I'm Santa Claus. I get to go out, I get to get the presents, I get to wrap them, I get to decide who's been naughty and nice that year. I get to say...
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Mate, the kid can stab someone, you're still going to get him presents.
Not in my house.
Not in my house.
Not in my house. So yeah, I see Christmas as being me. I am Santa Claus.
So to answer this guy's question, you'd have to ask yourself something in the mirror. Like, basically the question is, has he been naughty or nice?
Yeah, you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, come on, Santa Claus, let's get this motherfucker done.
I haven't got an answer to that question that's going to be anywhere near as good as what he just said.
Exactly. I just kind of went on the Bo Humbug thing.
Well, I am Santa Claus in my house, but it's like, you eat the mince pie, you drink part of the milk. By the way, you're supposed to bite the carrot. And then, once I've finished watching Scrooge, I tend to stumble upstairs with the bottle of Jack in my hands to put stuff into her stocking.
Yeah.
Normally wake her up. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I am Santa in my house. So,
That's it. And you do that now for people.
No, or if I was going to ask myself a question, it's Christmas, is there more Jack Daniels? And if there is, why is it not in my hand right now?
Yeah.
William carries on with another question.
Yes.
What's the better Santa Claus movie? Santa Claus from 1985 or The Santa Claus? The
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen one.
The first one.
Yeah. The Dudley Moore one is the better one.
Have you seen the fucking sequels to those? Because again, my kids got all of them.
My wife bought the trilogy, and one year we watched all three of them.
That third one
back to back.
And a fucking tough watch.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that the whole time travel and the whole, attempt to change the life. And I'm just like, I didn't even understand how he got the job in the first one.
Martin fucking Short, isn't he?
Martin
Like
Short,
Jack Frost, trying to take...
In the second one, he
bad.
has to get a wife, so that he can keep the magic spell of Santa Claus and keep Santa Claus alive. And
it's called the Mrs. Claus.
The whole time I'm sat there and I'm watching this with Dylan, and I'm just like, this is such a beautiful moment. And then there's a part of me like, fuck you, Santa. Fuck you, Santa.
Apparently, that first question, he'd say, fuck you, Santa. That's
what he would also say, yeah. I think a lot of people probably would, actually.
I've got to go out. It cost me a lot of money to keep that red-suited bastard in fucking shit.
Keep him in business.
Fucking Coca-Cola.
Drinking motherfucker. That jolly fat face. Love Santa Claus. And so, and William's last part
We're all on the
question.
fucking naughty list now because he's out of town.
Favourite Christmas pastime?
Oh, eating.
Mince pies, yeah.
Fucking don't care about anything else at Christmas. It's all about food.
For me, right at the moment, the last sort of 4 or 5 years, Christmas tradition, binge watch the shit out of The Walking Dead. I kind of save it all up and just watch The Walking Dead and forget it's kind of Christmas outside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that we've started the new Star Wars, I always... Because Donna, my wife doesn't necessarily want to watch. She'll watch it on Blu-ray when it comes out and enjoy it, but she won't go to the cinema to watch it. So I'll pick when I finish work. So like, I'll wrap up on Friday the 22nd this year, and I don't go back until fucking 2018. Yeah. So I'll literally go, right, I've got 3 hours or an evening to myself, so I can go down to the cinema and watch it. And I'll go down to the older cinema, not the multiplex, like the kind of old, the one that could kill me at any moment, could fall down, like a bit of danger. But I'll park up. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll go into the cinema and I'll get my ticket. I'll go back to the car and I'll blaze one and get centered and go watch Star Wars.
Very centered,
nice. And that's one of my newer Christmas traditions.
Centered.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just eat all the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And drink all the Jack. It's
yeah.
Awesome. What about you? You had a great Christmas happening, didn't you? A few years back. You remember where you spent Christmas?
In the emergency room of the hospital.
Because you were fucking. You always used to crack me up because you'd always do this thing where you like, I have X amount of jobs to do, and when those jobs are done, which is like, you know, make sure this is done, everything that everyone does for Christmas, and you were like, once that's done, it's Daddy's downtime. It's like, kid, go play with your toys because Daddy sat down in his chair and doing this. Yeah. And what did you fucking do?
Linda just had Dylan. Dylan was, I think, almost 2 at that point.
Yeah, he was really young, 2. Yeah.
And it was all going to be a really, really nice Christmas. And Linda and the family had gone out to see Linda's mum.
Yeah.
And I had stayed home to tidy the house. The kitchen was going to get tidied. Dining room was going to be tidied. Front room was going to be tidy. I had it all planned out. It was going to be brilliant. I was going to sit down and watch Scrooge Day at 8 o'clock, and just the night was going to be magical. And we'd had tuna pasta bake for tea on Christmas Eve because we were having the big Christmas dinner, and I decided to take the recycling outside. Now, it's kind of like Final Destination, this shit, because it all been led up because our electric tin opener had died. So Linda decided to just get a normal hand one because it would be cheaper, so we did. But it cuts the fucking edge of the tin.
Serrated.
And that Christmas it snowed. And it wasn't good snow. It was that black ice snow.
And the decking in Ian's fucking yard.
My garden is a death trap. My garden makes fucking slip slides at fucking water parks.
Oh man, it's brutal. When we go out drinking out there, it's like inevitably we'll end up on our ass.
Yeah, I walked outside carrying these tins. I thought I was safe. I slipped on the ice. I sliced my hand open.
Landed on it, didn't you? Put your hand down, landed on it, right?
And I sliced my hand almost in half. Linda had just come back at that point with the family.
It was fucking bad.
Saw my cut hand, rushed me up to the emergency room. We sat there in the emergency room for about 3 hours.
Because it's an emergency. Yeah. That's why you got seen to so quickly.
And it was on Christmas Eve, but I had to stay overnight so that they sew it up. So I spent Christmas Day in hospital, and then for the whole of the Christmas holiday, I couldn't
play your PSP.
I couldn't play
that devastated PSP. You remember that?
I couldn't play computer. I couldn't eat properly.
Because you were pilled up.
Because I couldn't use my hand.
Yeah.
So Linda had to cut all my food, and for a while.
I remember you saying you couldn't eat because you were all pilled up on painkillers.
Yeah, and I was drinking, and I couldn't drink either as well. That was a bad Christmas. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
That's so dick.
I was round your house because I was due to come round and have Christmas dinner with you.
Yeah.
I got round your house at about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And you got home, I think, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, I did.
And then I was like, hey, Merry Christmas. It was good spending Christmas with your family. I'm going home now.
That's it. I looked at him, I was like, bye, Gary. Because I felt really, really fucking bad.
So fucking
I was sad.
Actually, tell it. I'm curious. What is it fucking like in the hospital on Christmas Day?
Oh man,
or is everyone that has to work just miserable as fuck? Like
a hospital is miserable as fuck anyway. Right? It's a fucking house of death, and it was really hard to be in there. But
God's waiting room.
I got in there at the emergency room. You know, I was fucking angry, but I was so angry. I was also so fucking chilled out because my hand was fucking sliced up. And these nurses and doctors were all running around, and I'm thinking to myself, they're working. The ambulance people have already come up and picked me up and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm up on the ward, and the nurses are there. And Linda said to me, is there anything you want to bring up? And I looked around, and I just planned all my shelves. It's like, I need a couple of books. I need my PSP.
I want a turkey dinner.
I need these films. I just need a couple of snacks because I couldn't really eat because I was going to get my hand operated on, but I didn't want to interfere with the nurses too much because they were working. And then I saw people coming in and out, so I was talking to people. Then they were gone, and I was the last one there, and they wouldn't let me out until I'd eaten.
Mm-hmm.
The guy bringing the breakfast round didn't get around till about 12:30.
That's not breakfast.
No.
That's officially lunch.
And then all I had was a piece of toast. And then they still had to check me over for 2 hours. And I was just sat there after a while.
Honestly, if that was me, if Donna was like, what do you need me to bring up? I'd be like, go into the man cave, into my drawer, and bring me 2 tubes of fucking super glue. I'm coming home. Fuck yeah. See ya. Yeah. I'll be back in 2 days. I have painkillers at home, don't worry.
Next question.
The next question. It's from Thom W.J. Sexton.
Hey, Thom.
Amazing name.
Which new upcoming actors or actresses do you think have the potential to become cinema icons?
Kevin
Or
Spacey.
whose work have you been really enjoying as of recent?
No, not Kevin Spacey.
For fuck's sake.
Just got Kevin on the mind. My answer to this is I
feel
wrote
really
down
bad now.
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters.
X-Men, play Quicksilver.
Yes.
But I'm a big
Awesome.
fan of American Horror Story, and as of the latest season, he's been in 84 episodes, and now he's been in more episodes than any of the other cast members. A lot of them are off doing other film or TV shows as well.
Yeah.
But even though I'd say the quality and the storytelling of some of the later seasons has not been as strong as the early ones, Evan Peters has been fantastic in all of the different characters he's played across all the seasons. And I could easily see him just continuing to work year in, year out in film once American Horror Story kind of closes out. I think he will... Yeah, I mean, a lot of TV actors go to film and then come back to TV or vice versa, but he could definitely be in film a lot more than what he has been.
The kids from Stranger Things?
All of them, yeah.
Every one of them.
Every
Obviously,
one of them
Mike
could-
was in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of them are just... I think the girl who plays Elle's already got another project.
I think so,
The
yeah.
other day, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else could be good actors and actresses? Jay-Z and Beyonce's twins.
I got nothing.
Next question's from Harry Stiglitz.
Hey, Harry. I didn't know that they had kids.
What are your top 3 Christmas songs?
Oh, yes, mate. Fucking love Christmas. I'll nail this. Right.
Go for it.
In no particular... Actually, no, fuck it. I'll do it third.
Yeah.
So 3, The Pogues, Fairy Tale in New York.
Oh god, that song's so shit.
Fuck you. Wonderful Christmas song. Love it. Yeah, that's the traditional Christmas song.
Right.
Second is Corey Taylor, Merry Xmas,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And number 1, I'll accept no argument against it. The Darkness, Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End. For the title alone.
I don't even know it.
Oh, mate,
I
it's
probably
amazing.
if I heard it, I probably know.
Yeah.
What a
Everyone
fucking
knows
song.
that one.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Though. I've always loved the classics. You know, like the old.
I thought there was
Oh,
more.
bless you, merry gentlemen.
So carols.
Yeah,
Christmas
like
carols.
proper carols.
Okay.
You know, the whole song at Christmas just got really shit.
No, well, because it's some X Factor wank tosser. That's
It's
like,
always
you know...
been some X Factor.
No, because it wasn't. 'Cause a fucking few years ago, we started a revolution and gave it to Rage Against the Machine.
Yes, I remember that.
That's why Corey Taylor did his. That's what I'm
that
all
is
for.
true, but it only pointed
You're
out...
talking about the Christmas number 1.
No,
aren't you?
it only pointed out that if any song comes out around about Christmas that everybody is listening to because it makes them feel good and warm around that Christmas time, it becomes a number 1 hit.
Killing in the Name made me feel fuzzy and warm when it beat out X Factor for Christmas number 1.
Because it was
I
the
mean,
Christmas time. It was around about the Christmas time, and you bought into it, but you just basically did what you weren't doing the year before. You know, and buying into another Christmas song. Look at Slade with fucking
That's a good track.
Christmas
That's a good song.
every day.
That's a good song.
It's a good song for that time, but it's exactly the same thing. It's some X Factor motherfucker with, you know, a Christmas themed.
No, Slade wasn't. No.
No.
Slade, I Wish It Could Be Christmas was not some X Factor guy.
It,
It was Noddy Holder and Slade
it was
in like
kind of-
1965
Yeah,
or
but
something,
themed
dude.
about that time to make a song that they could use then every Christmas. You know, we could say the same thing
Well, yeah,
about
it's
the
a great
Spice
caption,
Girls.
isn't
The
it?
Spice Girls released what, 2 or 3 number 1 Christmas fucking hits.
Probably.
You know, and
But God, so what's your top 3 Christmas carols?
well,
I
actually,
know he doesn't know the names. He's going to have to sing them. This is going to be great. He doesn't know them.
That's it. I thought of them, but a lot of them.
Ready? Look. Make a doorbell noise and I'll pretend I open it and you got to sing some money. Alright? You ready? I'm going to open the door and this is Ian as if he was going caroling.
No,
Go on,
right.
you do the
No,
knock.
Yeah, I'll do the knock, but you've got to guess the film that I sing, right? 'Cause it's
The
a
film.
Christmas song, right? Okay.
film?
Right, ready? Knock, knock, knock.
Hello.
Christmas, when the snow's coming down. Christmas, I'm watching it fall.
That's on like 10 movies.
It's from Gremlins.
Gremlins.
isn't it?
Oh,
Nice,
cool.
there you go. Gremlins. Yeah, that's number 1.
I got
Okay.
Hello.
No, you're singing.
Wait. Joke.
It's Adele, isn't it?
I'm trying to think about other Christmas songs. It's just, yeah, I think a lot of my favorite Christmas songs are made around Christmas films, like Die Hard. You know, the Run DMC Christmas in Hollis when they drive up.
Right on.
That's a brilliant Christmas song. Any of the songs from Home Alone, because it's all Christmas themed.
I like the Family Guy Christmas album where he's making up his own lyrics to it. Look at the bells, look at the bells.
Gary? I wrote down Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms from
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
That's on Home Alone as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's also I think it's from In Lethal Weapon as well.
Yeah,
classic.
The opening.
Yeah. I do also like some of the carols sometimes. Like on Christmas Day morning when I get up on my own, I'm groggy and I just want a coffee because I'm hungover.
Yeah.
You do the Scrooge thing out the window, the kid.
Yeah.
Buy me a fucking latte. The one as big as you.
Just chuck a gold coin at him.
He's like, dude, this will not fucking pay for it. Shut up.
Silent Night, I guess.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
But otherwise, like the majority, all the fucking pop star fucking Christmas number ones just make me vomit inside my mouth and then swallow it because I'm too embarrassed to throw it up.
Do you know what you say about like the classic stuff? The movie we didn't mention. Have you seen like the Jim Carrey CGI'd Christmas Carol?
Oh yeah,
that's
the
fucking,
Scrooge one. That's
it is
one.
Just literally a
Merry
Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Oh mate, it's fucking class. You should watch that as well. That's really good. And that because that's obviously full of all the old carols and stuff. It's that Victorian era, obviously.
Is that Disney or Pixar?
I think it might be DreamWorks.
DreamWorks?
I think so. I don't know, but I mean, regardless, it's worth watching definitely. And that, like musically, that's real classic, isn't it? It's all like the Victorian Christmas carols and stuff.
You know what's another Christmas themed one? I don't know if it's really a Christmas film. I think it is. The Nutcracker. Was it a Nutcracker?
I've never seen that. Is that like?
It's like a toy soldier meets a ballerina toy, and they fall in love over Christmas.
Like I know what the Nutcracker is, as in like the soldier, right?
Yeah.
But
I think he comes to life. He comes to life and falls in love with a ballerina toy.
I don't know.
Sounds very Indian in the cupboard.
I'm not just crazy.
Next question's from Mike Collins.
Hey, Mike.
Favourite Xmas themed set horror films?
Oh,
Santa Sleigh, I think it was. Krampus was pretty good. That one came out. Was it last year or a year before?
Year before now.
Krampus. That was cool.
We'll go get that one.
The creature looked good. You know, sometimes where a movie can be look Jeepers Creepers. You can save a horror movie on if like the killer's good. You know, or something like that. That was pretty cool. I'm trying to think of like other really good horror movies set at Christmas.
Well, I mean, I think that, like
Christmas.
said, that Deadly Night, Silent Night, fucking one.
I do remember. There was like it was either, I think it was Tales from the Crypt Keeper or maybe Outer Limits, one of those shows like Twilight Zone or something where they had like a Christmas special.
Yeah.
You know, and like there's like the killer like going after the woman and stuff like that, and she's babysitting, and eventually he's like, Santa's here, and he's holding the hand of the fucking deranged killer.
I think that's Twilight Zone.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking good.
Santa Claus looked scary as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Next question is from Callum Sayers.
Hey, Callum.
Do you have a traditional Christmas movie that has nothing to do with Christmas?
That's a good question.
Growing up, me and my brother would usually watch either Drop Dead Fred or Liar Liar before on Christmas Eve. For some reason, it was just one of those films we'd watch.
What a film Liar Liar is. I love that movie, man.
What's that woman? What's the boss name? The woman he's working for. Is that Amanda?
What, the actress?
Yeah.
The one that he sleeps with and then like avoids her for the rest of the movie and stuff.
Yeah, it's got Jennifer Tilly in it as well.
Yeah, she's fucking hilarious in it.
Yeah.
When he's doing the cross-examination and sort of like, what do you weigh? This. Yeah, in your bra. That one is amazing.
West Side Story.
The pen is blue.
West Side Story.
I love West Side Story at Christmas. I mean, Linda was watching it when I first met her. And then it just... You can. It's like what you find on TV at Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, you may not be watching anything in the background while you're preparing Christmas, but you just need something in the background to distract you while you're preparing Christmas for 3 hours.
Oh, do you know what the recent one is? Actually, what I love watching at Christmas is the Cornetto trilogy.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a couple of years back when World's End came out, Donna got me the triple set on Blu-ray. And it came with the digital copies. So while I'm cooking Christmas dinner, obviously it takes all fucking day.
It on your phone,
bang on my phone, on my tablet or something and chuck that up. Yeah. And I really got into watching those at Christmas. Labyrinth's another one. Not a Christmas movie, but what's that at Christmas?
Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Dark Crystal, yeah.
For sure. Daniel Hoff.
Hey, Daniel.
Which movie would you most likely survive? Home Alone, You're the Thieves.
Oh, I
or
kicked the
Die
shit out of that
Hard
kid.
and you're yourself?
Wait a minute. Do
Which
we
one
in
would
the
you
Home
say? No,
Alone
no,
scenario know
consider-
the traps are coming?
No.
No, I'm dead.
And they're
I fall
also
for
they're
one.
also deadly. They're not Home Alone.
Well,
Survivable.
in that case, in the Die Hard scenario, are we as trained as John McClane?
No, you're you.
Right, well, then I'm dead.
Are we just office workers that are held hostage?
You're just you.
I'd
Oh.
keep my nose down and just sell out the pregnant chick. I'd live through
Oh,
that.
man.
I'd get through that.
Man, we would have probably known it was a Christmas party.
Yeah, I'd be passed out by then.
Yeah, we'd have
probably.
probably passed out by
On a
then.
And
phone
wake up
call,
in the
yeah.
morning when it's all over.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, you
wouldn't,
won't
'cause it would have
believe
blown
what
up.
happened last night.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
do you reckon? Yeah.
At least in Home Alone, he doesn't have guns.
He does. Shoot him in the dick with a pellet gun.
Yeah, but it's not
gun.
like it's not a gun that's going to actually shoot your nuts off.
You shoot me in the dick with a pellet gun,
But
I'm
if
leaving.
If you're the thieves, you're going to get arrested, and it's going to hurt all the way through.
In Die Hard, you're just going to get shot and killed. It's going to be quick.
Not if you're passed out like we said do.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not, like I said, we're not exactly John McClane.
We need water. There are women here, and that guy's choking on his tongue.
All right. Next question's from David Allen Evans.
Hey, David.
Which of these films best embodies the spirit of Christmas? Trading Places,
Mm.
Home Alone, or Die Hard? For me, Home Alone out of all
See,
of those.
Trading Places has just popped on the market, and it's one of those Christmas movies I always forget.
How the fuck
Yeah.
did
Like
we
a-
go this 3
there's-
hours and
there's
not
no-
mention
Mate,
Trading
There's
Places?
a whole host of them as well. There's a whole host of Christmas movies out there that we've completely forgotten. People are going to be slamless.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that's an interesting question. It encapsulates the spirit of Christmas. Definitely Home Alone,
Home Alone,
because
yeah.
it's
It's
the most
about-
Christmas centric, and it's
Yeah.
about
The
you know
family
like the
getting
family
together,
and like
Yes.
everything like that. But out of those three, Trading Places is by far the best movie. I would say.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a fucking that is Eddie Murphy on absolute top form,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
And there's a new.
And-
Isn't there a new one coming out? Are they redoing it?
I
I
probably.
fucking hope not.
No, well, not redoing it. Sorry, they're like are they sequelizing it, or is that maybe coming to America? I don't know. One of those.
Coming to America 2.
Leaving America. Yeah, because Trump's kicked him out for being an immigrant.
God.
Oh,
next,
man.
next question is from I think it's Lupe Costa.
Hey, Lupe.
Hey, Lupe.
What are your unforgettable Christmas moments? Well, I think we just had Ian's in the hospital.
No, I can trump that one.
Go on.
Right. Okay. So one year, when I was about 13, 14, possibly. Okay. My mum and stepdad got really drunk Christmas Eve and passed out. And the presents weren't out. So my young brother was going to wake up Christmas Day and no presents were going to be out. So I climbed up into the attic really quietly, pulled down all the presents, and then arranged them.
Fucking save Christmas,
And
dude.
saved
Saved
Christmas.
Good man. Someone.
Yeah.
Someone. Yeah, definitely.
One of my most memorable Christmases is in Florida,
Mm.
away from home. Went to Universal Studios, went to Busch Gardens.
Was it taken over by terrorists?
No.
Oh,
Fame.
shit.
Yeah. And it wasn't, a fucking one of those vacation movie style holidays either. It was all good. It was all good.
I know that
It was just weird.
the first year that me and Donna bought our first house, the first Christmas we had in it, Ian came up,
Yeah.
first thing in the morning. Donna was cooking Christmas dinner when she used to cook it before I took over. And so me and you sat up in my first little mini man cave. We blitzed an entire bottle of Baileys with ice in a fucking smoothie maker and sat there drinking that at about 9 a.m. playing Halo 2 on multiplayer on Xbox, on the original
Fuck.
Xbox.
What happened the rest of the day?
You got fucked up.
Really?
Slept,
Yeah,
Ian.
you got so. Do you even remember?
No.
Do you even remember this happening?
I think I remember going home at one point, and you were like,
You got a
"Are
taxi
you
back?"
Sure you should
Yeah,
go
and I was
home?"
like-
And I went home.
Yeah, Tim and Morgan came up that night as well.
Oh,
We were
right,
still
yeah,
getting
that
really
would've-
smashed. We had
yeah.
loads of food, but yeah, by Christmas dinner, you were out of it. And I think was that the year Donna got really ill and she ended up going over to my parents or something. It might have been that year. I can't remember. But yeah, you got fucked up. It was really funny.
Wow.
I had some amazing games of Halo 2 as well. I was fucking tearing it up on Christmas morning. It was all the fucking newbie kids that had just got it for Christmas, and I was just spanking them all day.
Yeah.
Good times.
Next question is from Nathaniel Warren.
Hey,
Nathaniel.
I enjoyed Krampus. Is this on your Christmas watch list?
It is this year.
Yes.
It is. It was last year, but we didn't get to watch it. But it was actually on the review list.
Yeah.
So,
It will be on at some point.
yes.
Nice.
Next question is from Ash Whittington.
Hey, Ash.
Ash Whitting. Ham.
He's called Ash. That's all we care about.
Ash.
He's called Ash.
Is it possible to watch a traditional Christmas film at any time of the year?
No.
Yes, I'm going to say yes.
No, that's just weird.
Okay,
Did you watch Gremlins in the middle of the
yeah, dude, it's a great flick, isn't it? There's some great movies. And look, hey, what's wrong with if you're feeling low watching Scrooge and getting that fucking boost at the end?
Yeah.
You know?
You need that boost on Christmas. You need that boost at Christmas. You've gone all year for it. You can watch. I'm not lying that you can watch Gremlins at any point, but it kind of misses that point. It's like you'd never watch Jaws on Christmas Day.
Why not? It's a great flick.
Because
it's like a perfect movie.
Because it's a summer blockbuster. You're seeing people sit on the beach, and you're in one mindset.
Well, that's like saying, would you now not watch it at Halloween? Because that was a summer blockbuster.
Yeah,
it's not a Halloween movie. It's not.
It's a fucking horror movie.
It's not themed around Halloween. How much is Halloween? Is there a lot of pumpkins in it? How many pumpkins are on screen?
4.
For how many hours?
Have you seen it?
No.
Prove me wrong. What about you?
For what? For
watching?
I probably wouldn't, unless it was kind of by accident, where I was watching a film I'd not seen or heard of before.
I'd watch Die Hard anytime.
True, Die Hard anytime. But then
I think the
question is traditional Christmas films.
Well, I think there is.
So I mean, I'm thinking like Santa
November.
or Elves or Magic of Christmas type films.
Couldn't watch Santa Claus.
When it hits November, I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
Now wait. Which my wife is like, no. She used to be watching fucking Christmas movies all month, but I'm like, let's wait until we get to December now.
Go get
when the decks go up, like, so I don't put my decorations up until the first weekend in December.
Yeah.
You know, that's my app, and even that I'm a bit like, that's a bit. It's supposed to be 12 fucking days of Christmas, goddammit. But
not the whole month of December.
I will allow that, you know, and from there I'm like, okay, that's what the fucking decorations are up. Let's watch Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm. Matt Blockbuster Frost.
Hey Matt,
I'm sorry about your video store.
Any chance of It's a Wonderful Life review? Keep up the fantastic work, guys.
Gary's got to watch it first.
You got to watch it first. Yeah. Jarno Pessonen.
Hey Jarno.
Best booze for Christmas.
San Miguel.
Jack Daniels and Coke, or for me, Jack Daniels and Coke or rum and Coke now.
I always have the 3 boys in the house, which is Jack, Jim Beam, and Johnny Walker Black Label. Johnny Walker Black Label was for after Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, actually, from the last few years, White Russians.
Nice, yes.
White Russians all Christmas.
Yeah.
Like the
dude's preference.
Yeah, man. And Archer as well.
Yeah. Next question is from Matthias.
Hey Matthias.
Not having planned anything actually really worked quite well. Really enjoyed the second segment of the last podcast. Please consider doing another 24-hour stream.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I would really enjoy it if instead of doing a Gaming Fridays, you would just stream playing a game or watching a film every Friday or Saturday for like a couple of hours on Twitch.
Oh, like a director's commentary.
Kind of, yeah. Just do film commentaries.
Twitch is huge at the minute, man.
For sure.
Twitch is the fucking truth right now.
The thing is, it's with the videos and the things that we record on the channel, we can record we record at different days on different times every week.
Yeah.
We don't have a fixed schedule, so getting Ian and myself together on every Friday or Saturday just does not happen.
No,
it just doesn't happen.
We've got to book in advance.
Plus, we both have. I mean, my work, I get a different rota every week, and so I can never have the time off every time, and it might go like 3 Saturdays in a row I'm working.
Yeah,
and so it just
you missed one of the podcasts, didn't you? Not too long ago.
I've missed a podcast or 2. I don't know.
Just one.
Just one at the moment.
But we plan.
I almost maybe didn't know if I was going to make this one, and so we've always got a third spot just kind of ready, just in case I can't make it. So. Also, with Gaming Fridays, I don't know what to do, because I would love to do much more in-depth reviews and record lots of footage and splice the footage together and really analyse, but we just don't have the time to do it.
I think you should play. I think in your downtime with games, you should just stick the camera on like you did with Alien Isolation and play it, because you've got the setup here. I don't have the setup at home,
but I don't have the time to be editing and then rendering.
No, you don't edit. They don't care about you editing. They want to see you get frustrated and angry at the camera.
No, but I mean, they still need to be thumbnailed. They still need to be put in the editing machine and cut beginnings and ends. And it is a lot of work.
Yeah, this is why I had been thinking about doing another 24-hour stream possibly in 2018, and I had considered possibly doing it around the Easter weekend.
Yeah, it's in pencil right now.
Which is a bank holiday weekend, but I was thinking, because I need to plan in advance of how it's done, because the last time I did it, I kind of winged it.
We all did
And
to get
I
it
just
set
played
up.
all night,
Yeah.
and I'd like some time in advance to do it. So I was thinking, should I just do one game? And if
what game are you going to play for 24 hours? I mean, you can play online or
Yeah.
Well, there's
because if you play online, you can play with the viewers.
Battlefront 2, and you still won't unlock anything.
Yeah.
I need something to keep me going. So the first game I was thinking of doing a playthrough of was Evil Dead: Hail to the King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one was possibly
You could just try and through the 24 hours try and work through all the Evil Dead games.
No, because the second game I was thinking about playing through was Alien Trilogy on Xenomania.
Nice. Yeah.
And then
I hope you got pink acid boots on.
And then, well, actually, I'll probably...
No, you'd have to do it no cheats.
No cheats. And the third game I was thinking about possibly just putting it up on the Facebook page and seeing a vote.
And see what other people want to watch.
See what other people,
Yeah.
Because I gotta... Doing a 24-hour stream's all cool, but I've got to sit there for fucking 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like a good idea.
Clues in the name, isn't
But
it?
after a while, you can't close your eyes.
No.
You just
You
can't.
gotta keep going.
The last 8 hours of your stream, you just fucking snooze.
Man,
It's still streaming, it still counts, it's 24
As
hours.
soon as you turn off, you're just like, whoa.
You just get like a
I remember-
paranormal activity time lapse of you
Yeah.
coming in and out of the room.
I remember at one point I'd stopped. It was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was kind of just talking to myself. I didn't know if anybody was on the chat, and so I just went off. I had a cigarette. I was outside looking up at the stars, like, okay, I'm ready. Went back, and I was playing BioShock at the time,
Yeah.
and I just went fuck it, and I just started going mad with my shotgun, blasting everything, and then the chat started to pick up. But craziness
you
with a
you
shotgun.
think they were related?
I think just doing crazy shit with a shotgun on games, you know, it keeps people interested.
Yeah. Well, you keep people interested, Ian.
Yeah,
I do. I'm amazing.
He's so modest as well.
So Matthias finishes off with, did you ever finish a review and then later realised you forgot something and there was something else you wanted to say?
Yes.
If so, now's your chance.
What did you really think of Tekken?
Still a big pile of fucking
There's
shit.
only one. There's a couple of. I mean, a lot of them I've forgotten. I've edited it and gone. Oh, I forgot to mention the music.
Yeah, we always miss something and we make shitloads of notes. But one of them recently was our Devil Wears Prada review that went up.
Yeah.
The guy that Andy got with in Paris.
Yeah.
I only realised while I was editing the review. I looked at him and I'm thinking, I know your face, and it dawned on me, he was the main guy from Land of the Dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually liked him in Land of the Dead, but he was a total douche in
He was the guy
Devil Wears Prada,
he's the guy who designed Dead Reckoning.
Oh, right on.
You know, and
Okay,
I'm
took me a
just
minute.
Really?
I was
How
like,
did
who's
I
the
not
main
know
guy?
that? Well,
Yeah.
I just sat through and I've just
John
watched this in the film. And I've,
Dennis Hopper?
You know, yeah.
I've just gone through all the notes and I've been studying all these actors and I've completely fucking missed that.
Yeah. The one I always remember and that we forgot to mention was Freddy's glove in the Evil Dead films.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, come on. How did we fucking forget that?
Because we were blinded.
Yeah. Next question's from Schweinhorn TV.
Hey, Schweinhorn.
Nice.
How did you guys like Stranger Things 2? It wasn't mentioned in the last podcast.
Oh, it was absolutely... I don't know.
I think we mentioned it earlier. It's fucking awesome.
Phenomenal.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, great fun.
John Lives.
Hey, John.
Goddamn, your Alien review just can't stay up, can it, fellas?
It's Ridley Scott.
No. That review has been...
It's Ridley Scott.
That review has been edited and re-edited more than fucking 70 times, and I cannot get it past copyright, or to stick past copyright without 20th Century Fox going, nope! Blocked worldwide. Don't worry, I'll re-edit it and get it back up again eventually.
It's Ridley Scott, man.
Yeah. 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say Ridley Scott again. Next question is
At least
from...
you didn't say Spacey.
Yeah, right. Now you've said it. It's from Will Schwarting.
Hey, Will.
Are there any other movie reviewers on YouTube that you guys like to watch? Personally, I listen to about 2 other guys. Trader. But you...
Immediately stops reading his question.
But you guys are definitely my number 1, he says.
Oh, he saved it.
He saved himself. For me, I've said it a couple of times. Red Letter Media. I watch every video that they put on the internet. Love their comedy, love their style.
Yeah.
Oliver Harper, I listen to his retrospectives. Decker Shadow, I've watched quite a few of his videos. I've actually emailed him at one point and got some advice on our channel.
Nice.
And he responded within 24 hours, which I was
It's pretty
very
awesome,
good.
dude.
And History Buffs as well. So those are the ones that I kind of have bookmarked and check almost every other day to see if they've got new content.
I don't have time, and at the same time, I just listen to myself.
Just watch my own review.
Yeah, I don't even watch myself, man.
I like Fat Man on Batman. That's a good one.
I watched a few Kevin Smith.
They're pretty good. I like the reaction videos; are always really good. That's really cool. Is it Doug Loves Movies as well?
Yeah.
That's pretty
I'm
sweet.
aware of. I've kind of checked. There's lots of others that I've watched one or two or more videos, but not. I don't always come and check them. Traveling Shoes has the next question.
Hey, Traveling Shoes.
Do you think you will ever get to a point where you run out of good or bad movies to watch from the 70s and 80s? Or is it endless? Am I quite right? It's endless.
And this is the beauty.
Coming. There's still surprises.
This is the beauty, because Gary doesn't realise this, right? This is the 12th podcast, and we've been doing Off the Shelf for about 6, almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And when Gary first turned around to me and said, hey, I've got some recording equipment, we should do film reviews. And I'm like, yes. He opened the doorway to this endless stream. He doesn't realise the amount of Bollywood movies we can do.
That's Pandora's box I haven't opened.
There are French, Norwegian, Turkish,
you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's like,
Italian.
That's it. We're down to snuff movies.
No. When it gets really, really bad, like he says, all the films from 70s and 80s. Mm-hmm. There's some crazy fucking films from 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah, that we haven't even uncovered yet.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't. Imagine when we do Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Farewell.
Fucking hell.
I spit on your grave.
Oh, mate. God, we used to do that all the time when we lived together, didn't we? It's like, you'd hear it rattling around the house.
Just somebody would be echoing
Every time there was a noise on any movie that was remotely close to it, without thinking, you'd get... Amazing. Good times.
Next question's from Tarot TV, Christopher.
Hey, Tarot TV.
Have you guys
I was leaving that to you.
watched any Swedish films? I've seen Let the Right One In from 2008 and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 2009. The first ones that came to mind.
Probably have without thinking about it.
Probably have.
Troll Hunter? Where's that from? Scandinavian, right?
Yeah.
Probably not Swedish. I'm probably really insulted. Insulted an entire race of people. Then, sorry.
I was just going to say most Eastern European films were all kind of molded into one for me.
Yeah.
I mean, what was Rare Exports? Was that Norwegian?
I think so.
Scandinavian.
Red Snow.
Red
Snow, was that Russian or German?
Dead Snow.
Dead Snow. Yeah.
Red Snow.
Red Snow was the sequel.
Yeah.
Oh man! Actually, going off tangent. Sorry. There was a film I wikied recently because I saw the advert for, but I think it's Turkish, not Swedish, called Baskin. I'm going to throw that in there. You guys are just shaking your head looking at me. When I say the word Baskin, see if the comment section opens up. This film, like I said, I wikied it. I wish I hadn't. Okay, but
then you watched it.
But if we ever have to watch it, oh my god!
Give me an idea of what it's about.
Okay, time loop. 4 cops. Guy with a padlock on his back. Woman gives birth to a stone.
I'm sorry I asked. Forget it.
That's like Jeepers Creepers 3.
Jeez.
Their car drives itself. That's what fucking sound.
Next question is from Evil Islander.
Hey, Evil.
Man.
If you guys had full control, this is just a question for you, Ian. I'm just going to give this one to you. If you had full control over a sequel to The Thing.
Oh, okay.
And the only caveat is that The Thing has to reach mainland.
Right.
What's the story, Ian?
Death in about 3 days. That's it. The Thing is so fucking destructive. We're not talking about just a little nod here. Like they can close off the town and burn it. That place would be nuked.
Well, no, he's saying how do you drive the plot to where it's like he eventually, I don't know, gets on a plane.
Yeah.
Well, you drive.
I don't know whether him getting to mainland is how you end the film, where the Thing just.
That's what I saw. I'm thinking like a Planet
then it's not.
Apes
Then it's not a mainland. And then it's not a mainland film. It's still an isolation film like the originals.
Yeah.
And that's where
the Thing wins.
That's where the Thing wins. And
so the easy way to do it would be to just continue the original movie and see what happens between the two, and obviously the Thing wins and just casually fucks off to the mainland.
Because this question says, what about it getting to mainland? And I was thinking about this when I saw the question. Xenomorphs and the Thing. Okay? There's a high chance you could stop a xenomorph infestation before it really gets out, as long as you contain it, weaponize it. The thing, every single tiny microbe of it is a creature. And it could, if it gets to... You look at the devastation it wrought on a couple of scientists, 10 to 14 scientists in a matter of days. You imagine 2,000 people, 3,000 people in a matter of days. But it'll be bad.
And then it would just exponentially spread.
It would, and it would always be spread, and everything would be. We're not just talking people. We're talking people and animals, birds and fish. We're talking microbes and cockroaches. We're talking every tiny little bit of this thing creature then breaks down smaller and smaller until it gets into something and replicates itself bigger and bigger and bigger until then it is then the dominant species again on whatever planet it is. So getting to the mainland, we would watch the destruction of the humans. I'd probably film it with somebody coming to town. One of them is the thing. Right? One of them is the thing, and they start to infect the slowly town, but the town ends up getting nuked, like at the end of Alien vs. Predator.
Raccoon City style.
Raccoon City style. You know, but you see something scuttling off like a cockroach.
Or it's like Return of the Living Dead, where they just nuke it and the things, microbes, just get blasted into the atmosphere from the fallout.
Oh, yes.
And it's radiated thing fallout.
Yeah.
Next part of the question is, and if the thing came to your town in real life, what would you do about it?
I would lock myself down and every couple of hours slice my thumb.
Check that you didn't just get thinged.
Basically, so you'd abandon your family and start self-harming.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's about the psychological
I mean, it's a plan.
I mean, we live in Plymouth.
Probably not what I'd have gone for. But...
We live in Plymouth, right? The thing.
Yeah, I mean, how would you know?
Comes to the dock, we would be dead in what? 24 hours?
Probably.
48. I'd give us 48. We wouldn't even get to the A38 dual carriage.
We wouldn't even know the thing has landed until it's just attacking us.
Yeah.
Ian had come round like, hey, ready to record?
So the answer of how would you handle it would be, we clearly wouldn't.
Yeah, we would die.
Yeah, we would all die.
Fair
Next
enough.
question's from David Morris.
Hey,
David.
Awesome podcast. Question for the next podcast. If you could preserve one film from Ridley Scott, Spielberg, James Cameron, Tarantino, and David Fincher, what would they be and why? And I wrote Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and then Reservoir Dogs. Because Tarantino hasn't done an Alien film yet.
When they say preserve, is that like... So it can never be remade?
Never be remade,
like,
never be digitally altered or touched
okay.
or lost in time.
Do you... actually, just had a thought. Right. Just had a thought. Do you think they should remake 7 now?
Fuck's sake.
Do you think they should take the Call of Duty game that he was in off the shelves?
I wonder if I loaded that up, it'd have an update. He's just not in it. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah. Who's it? Ridley Scott?
Well, I mean, Tarantino... I'm not being funny, but Tarantino is like, do you have to preserve anything? Who's going to remake a Tarantino flick?
Right?
How can you?
I mean,
how can you?
But then, give it what? Another 40 years, and
Yeah,
then
most
people
of
will
his
be
films are
making
remakes.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I would
all of his films are hodgepodges of all of.
Yeah, but they're inspirational. I could see like
yeah.
an inspirational sort of like, oh yeah, I took this from
Someone's
Reservoir
in the
Dogs and everything
stylistic
like that.
style,
But I could
yeah.
see.
But saying that, Reservoir Dogs is so independently gorgeous compared to his later higher gloss. Like if you compare Reservoir Dogs to Hateful Eight, Hateful Eight is really smooth and really.
Oh fuck, I love Hateful Eight.
Reservoir Dogs is really great, looks beautiful on its camera. All of the Alien films that you said are awesome as well, because after that they start bringing in the extra CGI.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work. For me, I'd say for Ridley Scott.
At least if you say, to be fair though, if you're not going to remake, if you're going to preserve it, surely by say preserving Alien, you instantly preserve the rest of them. Same if you said Spielberg, you said Jaws, you can't then remake Jaws: The Revenge either. You know,
right?
What I mean? So,
Yeah.
So I would probably say
Jaws.
No, do you know what? I would say E.T.
E.T. Yeah.
Only because I don't ever want to watch that little fucker again on screen. I can't stand him, so I don't want to see anyone remake it.
No.
I don't know. I might
No
go
more
something
of that.
harsh. I mean, didn't Steven Spielberg do Schindler's List?
Mm-hmm.
That is a movie to preserve as well.
Yeah, but again, it's like, why remake it? Did we not say everything we had to say?
Yeah.
We're making colour.
That was the
with
point,
Michael
Ian.
Bay as director.
God.
That'd be great because the train would transform.
That's harsh, man.
Second to last
Fuck
question
me,
is
you
from
said it.
Jake Sutcliffe.
Hey, Jake.
Jake.
Brilliant as always, guys. My next question for the podcast: if you were given a large budget and full control, which franchise would you take over if you had to out of these ones? Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Friday the 13th?
Oh, I want to steal the Howling.
The Howling?
Yeah.
What was unclear about that question?
Out of these options.
Yeah.
The options. Which one was it?
Halloween,
Nightmare
Nightmare on Elm Street, or Friday the 13th?
I thought you said Howling. I would take Halloween because I thought recently, if the Danny McBride Halloween movie comes out and is even remotely watchable, successful as we want from
it's
a
supposed to
Halloween
bring
movie.
closure to it, but I can only imagine the studio thinking.
And do you know what they should also do as well? I think it's time to do John Carpenter's idea of every Halloween you make a horror movie.
Yeah.
Which is
anthology horror movies.
Yeah, an anthology horror movie series. It's just called Halloween. Like Danny McBride's would be called Halloween.
Yeah.
The one after that, the next year, will be called Halloween 2, whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't have to have Michael Myers.
But it wouldn't do very well, and so then by the third time, they just go, bring Michael back.
Because you just,
do it again.
keep it going. Because the success of a lot of horror series is you just keep rewriting the franchise, right?
Yeah.
With the Halloween series, we just keep having new ideas come in and make new Halloween movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I mean, it's hard that when you say like having an unlimited budget or whatever, it's kind of like you don't need a big budget for those three franchises.
Don't
like,
need it. No,
Nightmare on Elm Street, I'd love to say like, man, I loved Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a kid. It's like I'd love to see them try and reboot it again, but it's like
they tried.
What can you do with it? Really, it's a singular story.
For me, the new one failed because Freddy Krueger was not an interesting character.
Not anymore.
The actor did his best.
They saturated it over time with the sequels, made it more comedic.
But if I was given the controls, I would take Friday A Nightmare on Elm Street. I would bring back Robert Englund. Like, you can't do Freddy.
Yeah, he's in makeup. Doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if he's say out of shape because he's playing a guy that was in that kind of shape. And stuff, you know,
He doesn't have to do all the running around.
I mean, he's not aged. I mean, his appearance changes and his makeup changes in every film anyway.
Yeah.
But he's that character. Like, there's nobody else that can do it.
What if he puts them into dream nightmares, which are a bit like saw traps?
No, I was thinking that there would be more to explore with how, you know, I guess Freddy got his powers, what the demon realm is, how he controls the nightmare realm, how he has the power there. Just go into that.
What does he do on his downtime?
Right, yeah. What does he do? You know, does Freddy sleep? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, how does he pick his kids? How does he pick his targets? Does he know? Is it because they're connected? Yeah. And then just more random teams getting killed off. But I would also play around a lot more with the dream stuff, which is where the budget would come in.
Yeah.
I would love to not have CGI and go with all miniatures and monster puppets and everything else. But like the Freddy turning into the snake worm was like one of the most frightening creatures from the third film.
Fucking puppet walk where he pulls his veins out.
Exactly, yeah. I would just think of more interesting and elaborate and, you know, deaths that could only occur in a nightmare.
Yeah. 3 was pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Dream Warriors was one of my favourites because it got really inventive with some of the dream stuff.
He turns into the TV and he fucking jacks her into the TV.
Yeah, welcome to primetime, bitch.
Yeah.
So
First ever USB.
I think there's still room for more of more Freddy films. I mean, Jason carried on into 11 films?
Yeah.
So Michael Myers did how many? You know, Freddy's got the short end. Even Pinhead carried on long after.
Yeah.
So
Leatherface is still going.
I think that the point with these characters and with the remakes we've already seen is it's kind of like almost don't try and do anything that fucking revolutionary. Just write a good script and give us characters that we want them to live.
Yes,
I think that Michael Bay fucking remake of Friday the 13th, those teens were all so annoying that I was like, fuck it, kill them.
Yeah,
fucking murder every one of them to do my head in.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, have characters that you want to see live at the end.
Yeah,
you know, and not just one who is clearly the one because she's the only decent human being there.
Yeah.
It's like no, because then at least when they die,
they have to do that, don't they?
No, they don't. Well, they do, but you know, they don't have to.
Because if they don't do that, the elder gods will rise and kill us all.
There's a fucking movie that needs a sequel.
Yeah. Well, they've talked about it, but it's like that ends. That's an ending.
Yeah, that's an
The only thing they could do is the
becomes Attack on
prequel
Titan.
and find out how
Yeah, it becomes
became
Attack on
made.
Titan.
Right,
That big
yeah.
thing that comes out looks like one of those awful fucking giants and that shit. I hated that series. It was so shit.
Last questions from...
don't
I'm not
give
going to get into Attack on Titan Wars. That's the end of the podcast.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
for another one.
I don't give a shit. Come at me. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's from Jason Ramos.
Hey,
And he
Jason.
says, how can I get a t-shirt and where can I buy one?
Primark, sell them. You can go to any outlet, Amazon.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed the point of the question.
We had a link on the Facebook page which got buried about 8 months ago. But our t-shirts are on sale on Redbubble. So I will put a link to that page in the description of this podcast.
Yes.
Right now, it's basically the off-the-shelf reviews, uniquely entertaining design that me and Ian have worn in quite a few reviews.
Yeah, I want to get one. I want to get a t-shirt done with the fist bump.
Yeah,
the image fist bump.
It's just that case of having time to design the new ones.
Yeah.
I would love for us to have our own merch page for stuff, but right now it's something to do in the future. So right now, Redbubble is the only place where you can actually
at the moment we
get those t-shirts.
We kind of got a fucking sweatshop with fucking, underage child workers.
Yeah. So
Gary dealt with it.
Gary set it all up. It's really neat.
It's all in Gary's name.
And so with that, I guess I'm going to bring this podcast to an end and say Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
We'll be back in the new year in January with podcast 13.
Oh, what are we doing for 13 again?
It's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. Anything film related with 13 in the title?
So 13 Ghosts?
13 Ghosts, yeah. We're going to hold that podcast of 13 Ghosts. The original and the remake.
13 Samurai as well.
And 13 Samurai.
13 Samurai, yeah. And 13 going on 30.
Oh, wow. What a pull.
Damn.
Ocean's 13?
Yeah.
And so with that, I just want to say thank you, Ian, and thank you, Andy, for coming on the podcast.
Thanks,
Andy, do you want to shout out to your
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot to do that. Yeah, guys, I think we mentioned on the podcast previously, me and Ian are big fans of Warhammer 40k and all sort of board games and miniatures and everything like that. Me and a couple of buddies of mine have got a podcast called Sustained Fire. We're available on Podbean. You can find us on Facebook as well and stream the episode from there. We release about one episode a month, so if you want to check us out, we much appreciate it. Sustained Fire again, if I didn't say the name then. Sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, you can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Patreon. Film reviews on Thursdays, Gaming Fridays on Fridays.
Yeah, Merry Christmas!
Take it easy, everyone. Have a good one.
Happy New Year!
Peace!